say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, all the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
That was Force quarterback Sammy Gersafi singing the national anthem. Again, the 6-year veteran of the Force, well known for her musical talents. Don't forget, her album is on iTunes next week. It is Atlantis, as we're about to kick it off between the Chicago Force 4-0 and the West Michigan Mayhem 3-1. Andy Garcia alongside the Hall of Famer Pam Shafrath. Again, want to thank our sponsors of Chicago Force football: Spin Nightclub, Hop House in Rogers Park, Hot Doug's in Chicago, Athletico, Midwest Orthopedics at Rush, and by Buffalo Wild Wings in Evanston. West Michigan 3-1. Really a pretty good quarterback. They want to throw the ball today, Pam. Nicole Byer, their quarterback, comes in for the season, 574 passing yards, 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. When they want to run the ball, they'll look for number 20, Telly Robinson, 69 carries this year, 424 yards, 4 touchdowns, including a receiving touchdown. That's kind of their offense. They want to throw the ball, and Nicole Byer is a pretty good one.
Nicole Byer is a great quarterback, and like you said, Edie, they're primarily a passing team, and I think that's what they're going to try and push today, and they're going to try and definitely establish their passing game against the Force. I do think they're going to try and even it out with their running back, Telly Robinson, because she wasn't with them last year, and she's actually a really, really big talent. So I think they're going to primarily try and pass against this Force defense, and they're going to use Telly Robinson to even it out here. So we'll see how it goes.
Just about to kick it off. The West Michigan Mayhem will get the kickoff. We'll have ball first, back deep for West Michigan, number 22, Lisa Ludke. About to kick it off, Trisha Charbonneau. About to kick it off, foot to the ball, and we're underway. End over end kick. It'll bounce at the 30, checked at the 26. Lucky will pick it up there. Lost a little bit of yardage. Dan Tuma had it for a second, lost it, but got pushed back. And the West Michigan Mayhem will start at their own 21-yard line with Nicole Byer, their quarterback. As I said, comes in 38 of 83 for the season, passing 574 yards, 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and Telly Robinson, the running back, leading the way for the Mayhem, 4 rushing touchdowns. Again, they'll want to see if they can throw the ball and try to take advantage of those D-backs of the Force who, as we talked about, a little bit injured coming into the game.
Well, it's the Western Michigan strength is to pass the ball, and they're going to go with their strength and see if they can establish it first and foremost right now in these first set of downs.
Here we go, 1st and 10 from the Mayhem, ball at their own 21-yard line. Byer in the shotgun.
There you go, there you go.
Plummer in motion. Gets the snap, hand off to Robinson. Moves to the outside, tries to beat Darcy Leslie to the outside. She can't. She'll be taken down from behind gain of 2 yards. They'll bring up 2nd down and 8. A nice play, though, from Darcy Leslie coming from behind.
Yeah, I said they're primarily going to pass, but I do believe, like I said, Kelly Robinson is going to get a lot of carries today. And I think what they did is, if anything, the Force defense has a hard time with contain, and that's exactly where they went after. But Darcy did the job of contain right there, and that's going to be very important as the season goes and in the playoffs for the Force.
Darcy Leslie now with 35.5 tackles this season. That leads the Force. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Ball at the 23-yard line. Byer now in the I formation. Gets a snap, handoff, deep to Tully Evanston. Moves to the outside on the short side, goes out of bounds. Gain of 2 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 6. She got pushed out of bounds on the far side. Again, Mayhem trying to get that running game going. Not the passing we thought we'd see yet, but we expect Nicole Byer to step back and try to gun it a little bit.
Not yet. What I think they're trying to do is they're going to try and mix it up, because if they concentrate on getting some first downs with the run, it's going to open up the passing game. But I do believe they're going to try and run outside on the Force. Now remember, these last 2 plays were on the short side of the field, Andy. We might see Tully Robinson going to the long side of the field here with a little more room and speed here. So let's see what happens.
3rd and 6 for the Mayhem. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Plummer in the shotgun with Byer. Byer gets a snap. Looking to throw. Then she's going to be taken down for a sack. Nice play from number 24 of the Chicago Force, Candace Griffin. Her first sack of the season. And it's going to be 4th down and long for the Mayhem. Nice play from Candace Griffin.
Really nice play. Nice call by Coach Lewandowski of the Force. That's a defensive back coming in on a blitz, Andy. That's definitely a blitz call, and I think one of the keys to the game today is put pressure on Byer. That's exactly what they did. Byer's running backs didn't pick Candace Griffin up, and I know Candace Griffin loves to do that, Andy, so what a great play for the Force.
Loss of 8 on the play. It's going to be 4th and long, and the Mayhem will kick. Their punter's number 23, Stacy Williams. She's punted it away 8 times this year. Her longest was 52 yards. She punts it away. High kick. Albie Zuby back at the 50-yard line. Picks it up. Moves to her right. Gets 1 block.
Great
now
block.
moves forward. At the 45, still on her feet.
Yes.
At the 40, she's got some blocks.
Yes.
At the 35. At the 30 to the near side. There's a flag on the play. To the 20. 15. 10. She'll be taken down inside the 10. Again, there's a flag on the play. We'll see if it's on the Force, but a nice run back from Albie Zuby on the punt return.
And Andy, what made that happen were 2 key blockers on that punt return, and that was Candace Griffin and Darcy Leslie. Darcy Leslie must have knocked 3 people down on that, so let's see what happens with that flag.
It's going to be a block on the back from the Force, so they'll move them back.
Yeah.
But again, a nice stop from the Chicago Force defense on the first drive of the Mayhem. The Force will start at the Mayhem 39-yard line, so nice starting position for the first drive of the Chicago Force, who's led by quarterback Sammy Gersafi. 22 of 43 passing this year, 215 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. But Melissa Smith, the main running back for the Force, comes in with 11 rushing touchdowns. So it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Force. Ball at the Mayhem 39-yard line. Gersafi gets a snap, looking to throw, throws it deep on the right side, has a receiver too far. She had 2 receivers. Albie Zuby and Elizabeth Strozinski both running on the pattern, just a little bit too far. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Well,
they were set up in trips there, Andy. 3 receivers on one side, which is what the Western Michigan did on their last play. Usually you're going to see pass on that, and that's what Sammy did. That was a play call, and she just, maybe a little momentum going in after that national anthem. She had a little energy after that.
2nd down and 10 for the Force. Gersafi back in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Hand off to Smith, right up the middle, to the 35. Bowls away to the 33-yard line. Nice run on 2nd down from Melissa Smith. On the bottom of the pile is number 45, Jennifer Plummer. Came into the game with 83 tackles. That leads the Women's Football Alliance. She adds to that collection. It's going to be 3rd down and 3. In the I formation, Force come up to the ball. Man in motion, handoff Smith. Right up the middle to the 30. Still on her feet at the 25 to the 30. Still on the run. 15 inside to the 13-yard line. Nice run. She just kind of pushed her way, bowled her way over to bring up a 1st down for the Chicago Force.
I believe, Andy, that was their goal line set that was in double tight I formation. And what they did was they had lead blockers, and guess who made the tackle? 45 Plummer on a pursuit play. She's one of their best tacklers.
So it brings up 1st down and 10 for the Force. Ball at the 12-yard line. Gersafi moves to her right, gets it over to Carolyn Lee on the near side. Should be taken out of bounds by guess who? Jennifer Plummer. But it's a nice gain on 1st down. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 2. Ball be marked at the 5-yard line.
Nice little flat route by Carolyn Lee, who's a good athlete. She can do anything. Perfect touch pass to her, and another goal line set here for the Force.
Here we go. Force move quickly. Rasafi in the eye. Hand off Smith. Right up the middle to the 3, to the 2. Still on her feet. Moves to the outside. Touchdown, Chicago Force. Melissa Smith from 5 yards out. That's her 12th touchdown of the season from the ground. It's now 6-0 Force here with 11:26 to go in the first quarter.
Like I've said every game, Andy, when the Force gets into the red zone and they set up with that goal line set double tight end formation, and you have some good lead blocks by some big players, some big size players for the Force, it's going to be tough to stop Melissa Smith. And, you know, for the Western Michigan defense, you know, someone else is going to have to make the other tackles than Jennifer Plummer.
The Force come in, and they're going to fake it. Tried to throw it over on the left side. Had that swing gate formation, but they were going to throw it out of that formation, and it's going to be incomplete on the 2-point conversion. So with 11:26 to go, first quarter, Chicago Force up 6-0 on the West Michigan Mayhem.
We score first, Andy. That's a good thing. But on that swinging gate formation on the extra point, what talks of, like, depending on the play, depending on the way the defense sets up, is what play the Chicago Force is going to run. So the center looks at the defense and makes the call on that.
So a nice drive for the Chicago Force on their first offensive drive. 6-0. West Michigan will get the ball back. Defense able to stop them on their first drive. Andy Garcia alongside Pam Schaffrath. Glad you could join us on ChicagoForceFootball.com and AM 1230 WJOB. I want to say today's coin toss was performed by Jim Diedlow of WJOB, best known for honor on the air and
it was nice to meet him.
It was on-air interviews with the Force during his show. It's great to have him out for the coin toss. The Force will kick it off. Charbonneau kicks it off. Robinson has it. Moves to the 30. Still on her feet at the 35, and then she spun down right there at the 35-yard line on the far sideline. That's where the Mayhem will start their second drive. Force up 6-0.
Darcy Leslie with the tackle on that play, Andy. You know, I want to bring up Darcy Leslie. Actually, 2 players on the defense, Darcy Leslie and Kim Marks. But those are 2 veterans on the team that have really stepped it up this year and said, hey, you know what? We're veterans. We're going to be the leaders on this team, and they've really stepped it up this year on defense for the Force, and it shows in these games.
Let's see if Nicole Byer wants to come out now and try to throw the ball around a little bit. They tried to run it on that first drive, and on the one throw she tried to go back on, she was sacked. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Mayhem at their own 35-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, to the right. Robinson's going to get the handoff, and she may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. She went right up the middle. In on the tackle was number 32, Amber Burns, Sammy Skirto, and also number 17 was in on the play. That's Brenda Van Kuyk.
Brenda Van Kuyk coming in as a defensive back, making the tackle. You know, your first job as a defensive back, Andy, is pass first. And Brenda's a veteran. She's going to know that she's always going to play pass first, but coming in and making tackles as a defensive back is a good sign.
It's good to see Amber Burns back in. She took a big hit last week on a play, and she was out for the rest of the game, but good to see Amber Burns back in for
Goes to show
game.
how tough she is. That's a tough kid, man. She played with the boys when she was little, too. I love that.
2nd and 9 from the Mayhem, 36-yard line. I formation. Byer with the snap. Looking to throw, screen pass out to Robinson. Caught at the 35. Up to the 40-yard line, and she'll move up to the 42-yard line. Nice play for the Mayhem. Nice throw on a screen to Robinson. Taken down by Candace Griffin, a couple other Force players. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 3.
Really nice swing pass by Western Michigan. You know, that takes an athletic person to make that catch on the run like that, and a nice touch pass. That was a nice play for Western Michigan.
So a manageable 3rd down for West Michigan. Ball at their own 42-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 3. Under 10 minutes to go, first quarter. The Chicago Force up 6-0.
You know what, the Force scoring so quick, last set of downs, I think this is an important play for Western Michigan to show the Force, hey, we're going to get some first downs too.
3rd down and 3, the Mayhem. I formation. Robinson, a deep back. They're going to give it to the up back. That's Plummer. She bowls her way out to the 45-yard line. It's going to be close to the first down.
It's going to be really close.
Fullback Jennifer Plummer on her 31st carry of the season. She comes in with 3 rushing touchdowns. She had a rushing touchdown last week against Detroit, and it's going to be enough for a first down. First down and 10 for the Mayhem.
I think that's a big play. And, you know, with Heather Anderson, I think their regular fullback out, I believe, for Western Michigan. She's injured. I think you're going to put someone like Jennifer Plummer in who plays both ways. But with her being one of the leaders of the team and a veteran, she's going to come out here and she's going to get those first downs in those positions.
First down and 10 for the Mayhem. Ball at their own 45-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Byer in shotgun. 3-step drop, looking to throw. On the near side, caught. Complete. In force territory. They'll mark it at the 47-yard line. It'll be second down and 2 for the Mayhem. And Ludke, who made the catch, is still down. Lisa Ludke on the catch for the Mayhem. Taken down, and she's still on the ground. Looks like maybe her knee got buckled down there. We don't want to say too much too early, but Lucky made the catch. Little in route, coming back to the numbers to get the ball, caught. And then she was taken down right away, and maybe her leg got caught underneath. But Lisa Lucky is still on the ground.
That would be a really, really tough injury for Western Michigan. Lisa Ludke, you know, leads the team in reception yards with 4 touchdowns. She's a great player for them, and she also plays defense with high of 4 interceptions. So that would be a big loss for them. But I do believe Brenda Van Quick had coverage on that play, but like you said, it looked like her knee buckled under there on that tackle.
Lisa Lucky on the ground still, and the trainer's out to take a look at her. Lucky came in with 13 receptions, 269 yards, and 4 receiving touchdowns. They don't have a lot of weapons on the offensive side, Pam, so to lose a receiver like this would be big, as it looks like Lucky's going to get up.
It would be big. Let's hope it's a sprain. We'll see what happens. Let's hope it's nothing serious. But I do know on that play, Byer did make the correct choice on that pass play because she didn't have anything on the outside. You had some forced players that would have intercepted the ball if she passed it on that swing pass again. But she did make the correct read on that play and passed the ball to Lisa Ludke. And unfortunately, she's not walking off on her own.
If you're watching on ChicagoForceFootball.com, you'll see that Lucky's coming off with help to the sidelines. She's not putting any pressure on that left knee. So Lisa Ludke, who I had the chance to talk to this morning when they were taking the bus over. She gave me some insight on the team. It's really tough to see her go down. She's really excited to play. She's been a long-time veteran of this team, and for her to go down would be a big loss for the West Michigan Mayhem. It's going to bring up second down and 2. Ball at the 47-yard line of the Force. Force up 6-0. We have 8:33 to go, first quarter. Trips to the left, 1 receiver to the right. Robinson in the backfield with Byer in the shotgun. Byer gets a snap. Another screen to Robinson. Should be taken down by number 42. That's Portia Ferguson. She may have lost a yard, and that's going to bring up third down and 1 for the Mayhem.
Yeah, there was really good defensive coverage on that play for the Chicago Force. You had Darcy Leslie in position on that swing pass. They actually went the other way with it. But you know what I'm most impressed about is Portia came from the defensive tackle position in pursuit to make that play. Portia is really another really good athlete for the Force, coming from a member of the Detroit team, who's a big plus for the Force.
The Force come into the game 4-0. The Mayhem 3-1. It'll be third down and 3. Ball at the Force 48-yard line. Receiver to the left, 1 to the right. Mayhem in I formation. Byer under center. Gets a snap, hand off to Robinson. To the right side. Should be taken right down in the middle of the field. And it's going to be short of the first down. It's going to bring up fourth down. We'll call it 2. And this is one of the marks on the field where you probably have to go for it. You could pin the Force back deep, but the way that the Force offense has been moving the ball all season, you got to take advantage and try to move on fourth down here.
I think with your player, one of your key players hurt right now, you're in this field position, the Force can score quickly. You got to try and get this first down. You've got to try and keep the Force offense off the field, so they're going to go for it.
Well, as soon as I said that, they're in punt formation.
Well,
Mayhem are going to punt it away. Stacey Williams with her second punt of the day gets a snap, kicks it away. High kick, not too far. It's going to bounce at the 28-yard line and then go out of bounds. So the Force will take over. 2 nice stops for the Chicago Force defense, and the officials will mark it down right at the 30-yard line. So the Chicago Force will start their second offensive drive. At their own 30, they're up 6-0.
2 nice stops, but there are some offensive plays that are working for Western Michigan that I think they can go to, and hopefully someone will step up for Lutke when they get the ball next time.
Force will take over already. A 5-yard touchdown run from Melissa Smith. It's her 12th rushing touchdown of the season. First down and 10. Grisafi looking to throw. Nobody open, so she's going to run it. Right up the middle. Gain of 2 yards. Nice play from the Mayhem defense. None of the receivers were open, so Grisafi saw the opening, took it. Gain 2. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 8. Ball at the 32-yard line of the Mayhem, and here's this fast-paced offense from the Force.
Yeah, they like this no-huddle offense, Andy.
Trips to the right, one receiver to the left. Grisafi in the shotgun. 3-step drop, looking to throw on the near sideline. Long throw, caught by Straczynski. Should be taken out of bounds at the 30-yard line of the West Michigan Mayhem. Nice throw from Grisafi. Straczynski wide open. Long pass play for the Force. First down and 10 for Chicago.
Number 6, Linda Phillipson had that coverage, which is one of their, better defensive backs, but Straczynski just outran her, and she did a good job of catching that ball. A
38-yard pass. Force moved quickly. Grisafi in the shotgun. Deep throw to Jeanette Gray. Touchdown on the far sideline. From 30 yards out, the fast break offense for the Chicago Force. They score quickly. It's now 12-0 Force.
That was just a nice go pattern by Jeanette Gray. And I'm telling you, these Western Michigan defensive backs can't get the receivers behind them, and that's exactly what they did on these last 2 plays. And Sammy's got a good enough arm. If her receivers are going to outrun them, she's going to get the ball to them.
And now the Force up quickly for the 2-point conversion. Hand off to Smith, in for the 2-point conversion with 5:56 to go. Here in the first quarter, it's the Chicago Force 14, the West Michigan Mayhem nothing.
That's Smith's sixth, Andy, 2-point conversion for the year.
That's unbelievable. And you just give her the ball because she's tough to stop down there by the goal line.
And like I said earlier, Jennifer Plummer, the leading tackler in this league, they've got to have someone else doing the tackling besides her today for the Western Michigan to get into this ball game.
14-0 Chicago Force. And was there a flag on the play?
There might have been here.
Officials talking it over. The conversion is good. And the Force are up 14-0. You get the long pass play to Straczynski, and then head coach John Konecki getting that offense straight up. They want it right away, that fast break offense, try to get that defense off, not be able to substitute, and they go 30 yards on the Jeanette Gray pass. Being
a defensive player myself, when I played, that no-huddle offense is so tough to defend against. And when you got all the weapons like the Force does with all of their receivers, I mean, I can count 6 receivers that run routes well for the Force and catch the ball well. And with all of the Force's talent at receiver, I'm surprising we're not running the ball more, but Coach Konecki has plans, and his receivers have outrun the defensive backs, and Sammy's got the arm. So
we talked about before the kickoff how the Force have really been running the ball a lot. You see it now where the Force can beat you on the throw as well. Grisafi hasn't had to show her talents until today, and they've shown it.
Yeah, which means what I think is what Coach Konecki's doing is I think the Western Michigan has prepared for the run today, but Coach Konecki is going with the passing game, which sets them off.
The Force will kick it off back deep, number 23. Stacey Williams, check that, is Robinson. Telly Robinson takes it up at the 25 to the 30, up to the 35, and a gang of Force players will take her down there. They'll start at the 37-yard line. Telly Robinson on the kickoff return. On the bottom of the pile for the Chicago Force, number 84, Dana Vermeil.
Telly Robinson is a really, really good running back, Andy. She's a good size, too, 5'7", 150. She's got a lot of speed, and I think we're going to see a lot of her for the rest of the game.
So West Michigan takes over now, down 14-0. 5:47 to go, first quarter. Mayhem has already lost one of their wide receivers, number 22, Lisa Lucky, who's hurt on a catch. Looked like she got rolled over on her left knee.
And we can't forget Lisa Lucky's also a defensive back for Western, which means that's why we threw the ball.
Byer under center. 2 receivers to the left, to the right, and she's going to be taken down for a loss by Kim Marks. Kim Marks now with her 6th tackle, her 6th sack of the season. A big loss for the Mayhem. It's going to bring up 2nd down and long.
That's what Mark's been doing all year. She gets good pressure. And like I said earlier, one of the leaders of this defense come on strong and really stepped up this year. Big sack. And I think one of the keys to the Force winning today is getting that pressure on Byer.
Second down and long. Loss of 10 on the play. Second down and 20 for Nicole Byer. Already sacked twice in the game. Pro set. One receiver to the left, one to the right. Byer looking to throw on a cross pattern. It's caught up to the 39-yard line. Nice catch from number 23. That's Stacy Williams. Her 16th reception of the season. Gets a little bit of that yardage back. It'll bring up third down and 9.
We talked about with Lisa Ludke being hurt right now. Someone else is going to have to step up, and that person might be Stacy Williams. She's their other big wide receiver, so Force defense has to key on her.
Third down and 9. Ball at the 39-yard line of the Mayhem. Down 14-0.
You know, Byer's a good athlete and a good quarterback, and a good sign of a good quarterback is making the right reads, and she's made the right reads so far.
Mayhem will come out with 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Telly Robinson in the backfield. Byer under center. Looks over the defense, gets a snap. Looking to throw, she will, but it's going to be too short. A lot of pressure came inside from Kim Marks, and Martha Dantuma just had to throw the ball away. Will bring up fourth down and 9.
You know, there was also a blitz call on Burns, middle linebacker, put more pressure on her. And this pressure, the Western Michigan has got to do something about the force pressure because it's going to give Byer less time to make her passes. Another big pressure play by the force. Fourth down and 9, and the Mayhem will punt again. This will be the third punt for Stacy Williams. Back deep for the Chicago Force, Elby Zuby. Nice punt from Stacy Williams. Very nice high punt. Kick. It's going to take a Mayhem bounce. It's going to go out of bounds at the 28-yard line. So Chicago will start the drive at their own 28-yard line. 4:15 to go first quarter. The Force up 14-0. Yeah, I like it. You know, you got the Western Michigan. Those were 3. Western Michigan had a punt 3 times, which they didn't want to. But you got Stacy Williams, who's a wide receiver. She punts. A lot of specialty players on this Western Michigan Mayhem team, Andy. Let's see how quickly the Force come up and get some plays off. Already up 14-0. A 5-yard touchdown run from Melissa Smith and a 30-yard touchdown pass from Semi Grisafi to Jeanette Gray. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Force at their own 28. Grisafi in the shotgun. Looking to throw. Pumps. Now throws it on the near sideline to Brandy Serta. Tried to go over the shoulder for the catch. A little bit too far. Incomplete. Will bring up 2nd down and 10 for Chicago. Yeah, there was a twin set for the Force. Definitely a pass formation. And you got Sammy. Her job is to make the read. She saw Brandy Serta open, just overthrew it a little bit. Sammy's got a lot of adrenaline and a great arm going right now, as you can see. But just a little overthrow, and Brandy Serta actually almost caught up with it. Yeah, Serta was open if the throw was there. Just a little bit too far. 2nd down and 10. Elby Zuby now in the quarterback. Fakes the handoff to Hatcher. She'll take it right up the middle by herself, up to the 32-yard line. Taken down by number 56, Siobhan Red. Red had 10 tackles last week against Detroit. We were talking about her in the beginning of the game. She had a big game last week for Western Michigan. She's going to be she's going to have to make a lot of tackles tonight. Here come the Force quickly, 3rd and 7. Grisafi in the shotgun. Looking to throw, still looking now. She's got a man open, too high. Number 84, that was Dana Vermiglia, open. A little bit too high, incomplete. It's going to bring up 4th down and we'll call it 6 for the Force. They're at their own 33-yard line. Now, what Western Michigan did on that play, they blitzed their best player, their best defensive player, Plummer, on that, and they blitzed her, and she put a little pressure on Sammy, tried to make a pass over the middle on a route, and just, you know, it looked like threw behind her, a little mix-up on the pattern, but a good defensive set of downs for Western Michigan. So the Force will punt. Tricia Charbonneau in for her 5th punt of the season. Back deep for the Mayhem is Telly Robinson. Sharby gets a snap, kicks it away. Nice high kick. Nice kick. It's going to take Robinson back. Kick. Takes a Mayhem bounce, and Carolyn Lee is going to touch it at the 31-yard line. But a nice kick from Charbonneau. And the West Michigan Mayhem take over at their own 32-yard line. Try to get back into this. It's the Force 14-0 with 3.5 to go first quarter. Speaking of specialty players, Andy, Trish Charbonneau, a veteran of the team, an old teammate of mine. She's one of those players that kicks. She does kickoffs, she does punts, she does extra points. She used to play defense. She played a little tight end back in the day. She's just one of those leaders on the team that really knows the game, and what a great punt by her. West Michigan takes over. 1st down and 10. Really not been able to do anything so far in this ballgame. Nicole Byer trying to get something going, but the Force defense has stepped up with a couple sacks. Really stopped this Mayhem defense so far. The only thing I see Western Michigan doing is a good mix of run and pass, so let's see what they come up here with.
2 receivers to the left, to the right. Byer in shotgun will hand it off to Robinson. Moves to the right at the 35, at the 37-yard line. Nice run from Telly Robinson, taken down by number 17. That's Brenda Van Kuyk, who's playing her first game. We said how she's came in for the injured Emma Feinstone. Van Kuyk used to play for the Wisconsin teams. Pam, you're well familiar with her, and she's really gotten into the game early here.
She was actually one of those players when the Force did play against her team. She was the one you had to watch out for. So having her on our side is really a plus. And like I said, when a defensive back comes and makes the play like that, that's the sign of a good defensive back to make a tackle on the running play, which you really don't want. You want linebackers to make the plays, but she's someone where she's not going to let a play get by her.
2nd and 4 for the Mayhem. Ball at the 38-yard line. Byer in shotgun. Gets a snap. Looks to throw on the far sideline. Too high. Too high for Stacy Williams. Defended by Dorian Bridges. Incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, Dorian Bridges did a really good job in that coverage, but what looked like some sort of miscommunication between Byers and her wide receiver there. It looked like Byers wanted to go long and she wanted to go short. So a little miscommunication there from Western Michigan, but good coverage.
Big play for West Michigan to get in here, try to get something going. You really can't go 3 and out again. 3rd down and 4. Ball at the 38-yard line of West Michigan. I formation. One receiver to the left, one to the right. Hand off to Robinson on a sweep. Tries to get outside. Nice play from number 30, Alicia Oakrey. Also Darcy Leslie there. No gain on 3rd down. That's going to bring up another 4th down for the Mayhem.
What a great job by the Force defense. It almost looked like they knew that was coming, and I wasn't surprised that Western Michigan went on the far long side of the field to try and get around the Force defense, and Darcy Leslie did a good job of contain, but they came up with the tackle. Darcy did her job, and what a great play by the Force defense.
So West Michigan cannot get anything going on offense. And Stacy Williams back deep to punt it away. Elby Zuby for the Chicago Force at the 27-yard line, waiting for the kick. Williams, little rugby-style kick, kicks it away. It's going to take a bounce. Zuby will pick it up at the 30. Looks for blockers, now moves to the left side, to the 35, still on her feet to the 40. She's going to go out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
You know, watching Elbiona Zuby over the years, I was talking about defensive players coming up and stepping it up this year. Elbiona Zuby is another veteran of the Force, and she just looks more comfortable this year than I've ever seen her play. And I don't know if she's got more confidence, but she's really playing well. And she's one of those offensive players that have stepped it up, including Sammy Grisafi. They're the 1-2 punch at quarterback, and it's just good to see.
Force take over at their own 40-yard line. This will be the 4th offensive drive for the Force. They've scored on 2 of the 3. Grisafi in the shotgun, trips to the right. Looking to throw, has to move to the right for some pressure. It's going to be short. No one there as Sammy Grisafi was pushed out of the pocket, moved to her right, had to throw it away. Nice defense from the Mayhem.
And guess who it was? Plummer, 45 blitz, up the middle, untouched. The Force offensive line has got to pick her up because she's reading pass play on these for some reason. As a good linebacker reads pass plays, and a defensive coach calls blitzes on those plays, and that pressure on Sammy, she has to get rid of it faster.
Under 2 minutes to go, first quarter. The Force up 14-0. 2nd down and 10 for the Force. Handoff, Hatcher. Moves to the right at the 40. Still on her feet to the 44-yard line. She'll be stood up there. Gain of 4 on 2nd down. Will bring up 3rd down and 6 to the Force. 1:26 to go, first quarter. Chicago up 14-0.
Nice counter play by the Force with Brandy Hatcher, showing the play going one way, and then Brandy Hatcher coming the other way. That's a tough play to read on the defense. They actually did a pretty good job of covering that for only 4 yards.
Force up quickly again. 3rd and 7. Grisafi in shotgun. She has a running back to her right. Gets a snap, moves to her right. Looking to throw, she will. On the far sideline, or near far sideline. And it's caught by Elizabeth Straczynski to the near sideline. In Mayhem territory, 1st down for Chicago. Nice throw from Grisafi on the run to Straczynski.
I've always said Sammy Grisafi plays like Brett Favre. She's not afraid to roll out. She's a gunslinger, not afraid to roll out, not afraid to run the ball, but she's got a good receiver in Straczynski, a great athlete. She also comes from Wisconsin teams back in the day.
Ball at the 47-yard line of the Mayhem. 1st down and 10 for the Force. Under a minute to go here, first quarter. Grisafi, shotgun, has strips to the right. Gets the snap, 3-step drop, looking to throw. She's under pressure. Now on the run, she'll be taken down, maybe a gain of 1. Nice play coming up for Mayhem by number 26, Catherine Converse. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9. And the Mayhem really played some good defense on some of these plays where
They did.
Grisafi's looking to throw, no one's been open. She's had to run the ball.
Yeah, what looked like, what Plummer's doing is she's showing blitz. It's called a ghost blitz. She's showing blitz, which makes Sammy think, is she going to come or is she going to go? And with the trips formation, you knew she was going to pass. Good coverage.
3rd down and 9 for the Force. Handoff Smith. Right up the middle. Still on her feet at the 40. Breaks one more tackle to 30. Down to the 28-yard line. Another nice run from Melissa Smith. They'll mark her down at the 29-yard line as the first quarter runs out. A nice run from Melissa Smith, who already has a 5-yard touchdown run. Grisafi has a 30-yard touchdown pass to Jeanette Gray. 14-0 Chicago Force here at the end of the first quarter.
It's like I said at the beginning of the game, Melissa Smith is one of the premier running backs in the league behind the Force offensive line, a veteran offensive line, Keisha Brooks, Dawn Peterson. You got those girls in front of you. They're going to make big holes for you. And you got Melissa Smith running and going forward, it's hard to tackle her. As you saw right there, number 45, Plummer, had her. She just didn't wrap her up, and it didn't even slow Melissa Smith down. You got to wrap Melissa Smith up, and this is going to be the biggest. Looks like Western Michigan is really stopping, doing a good job with the Force passing game, but they've got to do a better job if they want to stay in this game with the Force running game.
14-0 Chicago Force, about to start the second quarter. Andy Garcia alongside Pam Schaffrath. Glad you could join us for Chicago Force football. If you're listening on AM 1230 WJOB or ChicagoForceFootball.com, you're watching the audio. I know we have West Michigan fans also watching. Talked to their team today, and they have some fans watching. Glad that they could see it. Big supporter of women's tackle football. It's a semi-pro women's tackle football. Same rules, NFL rules. Pam, you've been a long-time player in this league and strong relationships with the Chicago Force. A tight-knit group.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about, last week being the Alumni Week, was a lot of emotions running, but the best part about this Force team is we're a very close-knit team, especially this year.
1st down and 10 for the Force. Ball at the Mayhem 29-yard line. Trips to the left, one receiver to the right. Grisafi in shotgun. Throws to number 7, Stephanie Precourt. Nice throw on the slant. She'll get inside the 5-yard line. Nice throw from Grisafi to Precourt. They'll mark her down at the 5. That's 1st down and goal for the Force. They're going to move quickly.
Great read by Sammy Grisafi. Looked like a long slant by Precourt. Perfect throw. Another wide receiver. It's probably the 8th wide receiver for the Force that we can name.
In that tight formation, handoff to Melissa Smith. Up the middle at the goal line. Did she get in? No, she's just short. Just short. Melissa Smith at the 5, got down inside the 1. It'll bring up 2nd down and goal for the Force, try to add to that 14-0 lead.
Tough to stop Melissa Smith with this goal line set double tight. Going back to people listening to us, I know a lot of parents of the Force are listening right now, which is great.
Melissa Smith with the 1-yard touchdown run in, yes. Touchdown, Melissa Smith. Just a little pitch to Melissa Smith moving to her left. And it's a 1-yard touchdown run from Melissa Smith. Her 2nd of the day, her 13th of the season. It's now a 20-0 lead for the Chicago Force.
Western Michigan has got to stop Melissa Smith today. And until they stop her, Coach Konecki, as a good coach, is just going to keep giving the ball to Smith.
2 touchdowns already for Melissa. Now on the 2-point conversion, they hand it off to Smith, and she gets in for the 2-point conversion. What's that now? Her 7th of the season just on 2-point conversions. And now with 14:04 to go in the second quarter, it's the Chicago Force 22, the West Michigan Mayhem nothing.
Force's offense is really dominating today so far in this game. I give it to Western Michigan, too. I mean, their players are there to make tackles. They're a strong team. You can tell they have great athletes, good coaching, but the Force is just too powerful right now on offense so far in this game, Andy.
Spin Nightclub is a proud sponsor of the Game Day MVP Award. At the end of each home game, we select an offensive and defensive player of the game, and Spin Nightclub offers a comfortable and friendly environment for everyone, located at the corner of Belmont and Halstead. That's Spin Nightclub. Force up 22-0. 14:04 to go. Second quarter. Andy Garcia alongside Pam Schaffrath, the Hall of Famer, inducted last week during Alumni Day. Nothing you could do more if you're the Chicago Force right now. Your offense has played well, both running the ball and throwing the ball. Nice play there from Grisafi to number 7, Stephanie Precourt on the slant to get down to the 5, and then Melissa Smith to the rest. And then on defensive side, the Mayhem have negative yards on the offense.
Yeah, it looks like, both sides of the ball are playing well right now. And both parts of your offense are playing well right now. And as a team, Force just has to keep playing well and get better with each play.
Tricia Charbonneau will kick it deep for the Force. Back deep. Number 20, Tilly Robinson. We're going to try a little onside kick. Ball on the ground. It looked like the Mayhem picked it up. See who picked it up for the Mayhem. It will be West Michigan ball. Picked up by number 27. That's Misty Seward. West Michigan gets good field position, but there is a flag on the play.
And Misty Seward is another good athlete for Western Michigan. She did a good job handling that kick. It was really hard. They call it a ground ball kick because it's, coming at you on the ground. And those are tough to handle, and she did a good job of handling that.
The official is going to call a false start on Chicago. I would think West Michigan would take the ball. They will. They decline it. So
As a team, you're always trying to get better. And I know Coach Konecki, sometimes when you have a lead like this, you can lose your concentration. But I think this is a good test for the Force in these games, is really to keep executing as the game goes along. And penalties aren't good. We got to concentrate more on our penalties in games like this.
West Michigan takes over at their own 46-yard line. It's 22-0 Chicago Force. Byer, nice little quick pass for about a gain of 4. Byer step back, one step drop, and just do it in the middle of the field. Number 88, that's Mickey Chase. Gain of 4, it's going to bring up 2nd down and 6. 13:44 to go, second quarter.
Yeah, a little hitch pass to the tight end. I think Western Michigan is just going to keep trying different things here and see what can work against this strong Force defense.
2nd down and 6, ball at midfield. And they're going to call timeout. Looked like the offense, a little bit miscommunication. Timeout, Mayhem, that's their first timeout here in the first half. 13:26 to go, second quarter. The Force up 22-0.
Sometimes, Andy, when your offense is having a hard time against a tough defense like the Force, you do those little hitch passes in the middle because sometimes there's a little bubble. You get the bubble behind the linebackers in front of the defensive backs, and I think that's one reason why they ran that play. They're going to just try and get first downs to get a score on the board before halftime.
Nicole Byer, one of the better quarterbacks in this league, and the Chicago Force defense is really not giving them much at all, Pam. A lot of pressure on Byer, and then when the Mayhem has tried to run the ball, even to the outside, the Force have done a good job of getting to the outside and not getting that, not letting Mayhem get to the outside.
What I love is that last stop by the Force where number 30, Oakrey, came up. Darcy Leslie did her job perfectly and contained, and you get the safety, or you get the cornerback coming up to make the tackle. It's so good to see that for the Force because they have a little trouble with that the last few games. Coming
out of the timeout, it'll be 2nd down and 6 for West Michigan. Ball at midfield. Byer in the shotgun, has a running back to her right. It is Jennifer Plummer. Trips to the left, one receiver to the right. Byer gets the throw, throws it deep to the far sideline. We're going to pass interference. Tried to complete it to Telly Robinson. Incomplete, but a flag on Chicago. It's going to be pass interference. That'll give 15 yards for West Michigan.
Trips left formation for Western Michigan. They run out patterns, and what Byer does on that is she throws it to the back receiver, and you got Ashley Bergman, first game on defense this year, coming up. What you want to do as a defensive back is get there at the same time as the ball. She got there a little early. I think Ashley, would have had a really good play on that if it was just a little later.
West Michigan has to take advantage of this field position. Ball be marked at the 38-yard line after the penalty. Trips to the left of the Mayhem, one receiver to the right. 1st down and 10. Byer handoff to Robinson. Up the gut. She may have gained maybe 1 yard. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 9 for the Mayhem. They're down 22-0.
They're going to try and keep it balanced with Telly Robinson. They want to keep Chicago's run defense honest on that. I think that was a good call by Western Michigan, but you had Amanda Malsh, who's I want to talk about a little bit. She's number 82 or 92 on the Force. She's a veteran player. I love Amanda Malsh. She plays with a lot of heart. She tripped her up on that play, and it gave Sammy Skirtle time to make the tackle.
2nd down and 9, ball at the 37-yard line of the Force. Byer under center, sweep to Robinson. To the right, taken down at the 36-yard line, gain of 1, Amber Burns. And again, number 17, Brenda Van Kuyk, in for the tackle. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 7.
Great coverage on defense on that running play by the Force. It is so good to see a defensive back like Brenda, number 17, coming up to make that tackle to help out her linebackers. And I got to tell you, for the Force to acquire her is going to be a big edge come playoff time.
Instead of 2nd down, it's going to be 3rd down. Call it 9. Ball at the 37. She got back to the line of scrimmage. Fire. Shotgun looking to throw. On the far sideline, a little bit too far for her receiver. That was going to be Telly Robinson. Nice defense from number 80 of the Force, Ashley Berggren.
Ashley Berggren did a better job on that. She stayed closer to that wide receiver on the coverage, and she was able to pick up the ball a little bit. Once the ball's thrown, you look in those receivers' eyes, and that's exactly what Ashley Berggren did. And Ashley Berggren's a great athlete. I just think she needs time on defense. I think she really does like defense, and you give her more time out here, she's going to be a great player.
It's going to bring up 4th down and 9, and the Mayhem back deep again, the punt.
I'm surprised this is twice that they punted here at this position, but
yep, they punted away. Little bounce for the Mayhem. Now it takes a forced bounce, and the Mayhem are going to down it at the 22-yard line of Chicago. So another stop for the Chicago Force defense. And the Force offense, again, will take over at their own 22-yard line. The Force up 22-0 with 11:24 to go, 2nd quarter.
You got to give it to the Force defense. I think that was the first time that they went into Force territory. And, you know, sometimes teams lose their concentration, but Force did a good job and you know, really stepped it up that series and didn't want to score before the half so far.
Albie Zuby in for quarterback Chicago. In the shotgun, fakes the handoff, now goes up the middle to the 30, or check that, 25-yard line. And she's pushed back there. Got up to the 25.
I like this little package that the Force puts in with Brandy Serta. I mean, with Albie Zuby in the shotgun, fake handoff. You know, she decides she hands it off or keeps it. I like that little formation that we use.
Again, the Force up quickly. Grassafi back in, shotgun, a lot of pressure. She'll be taken down for a sack by guess who? Number 45, Jennifer Plummer. She is everywhere. 22 tackles last week, including an interception. A sack for her on this play. 3rd down and long for Chicago.
Anyone watching this game today, Andy, a lot of great athletes on this field, and one of them is number 45, Plummer. Someone like that who's going against Sammy Grassafi, a great athlete, blitzing and having the speed to make that tackle, it's a great player right there.
Ball back at the 22-yard line. 3rd down and long. Grassafi looking to throw. Nice cross passing. Jeanette Gray at the 35. To the 45, still on her feet to the 50. Now she's going to have the defense. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Chicago Force. Touchdown for the Force from 78 yards. 78-yard touchdown throw from Sammy Grassafi to Jeanette Gray. That's the 2nd time they've connected today. It's now 28-0, Chicago Force.
Looked like it started out as a short post pattern. Andy, perfect throw by Sammy Grassafi. Jay Gray, big target. And once she had the ball, the kind of athlete she is, she's great running after the catch.
Again, on the 2-point conversion, they get in. 2-point conversion is good. Again, to Melissa Smith. It's now 30-0 Chicago. We still have 10:22 to go, 2nd quarter.
Andy, I don't know who's going to stop our goal line set double tight. And, you know, being biased, I dare anyone to stop that. I'm putting it out there, and I usually don't talk like that. But that's a really good formation for the Force in the red zone, tough to stop. But look at that catch by Jay Gray.
78-yard touchdown.
What I like about that is what she did after the catch. Great pattern, great throw, but you got someone, she's got those long legs, she's tall and she's athletic. After the catch, she gained so much ground. She was full speed. No one was going to catch her.
And she just outran the defense after that.
She did.
She just used her speed.
It looked like, you know, a woman among girls there. I mean, I hate to say that too, but it was really, I mean, that's another great athlete we're talking about. And, I mean, that was a great play. One of the best plays of the year there.
Force will kick it away again. Trisha Charbonneau back deep for the Mayhem. Telly Robinson, little swib kick, bounce kick again. Mayhem pick it up. Mayhem at the 42-yard line. Again, Misty Seward picked it up. Didn't gain much. Mayhem take over at the 42-yard line. Force up 30-0. 2 running touchdowns from Melissa Smith. She now has 13 on the season. And 2 touchdown passes from Sammy Grisafi to Jeanette Gray. One from 30 yards out. The other one just happened 78 yards out. 30-0 Chicago Force.
And we talked about how the Force is primarily a rushing team. And, before this game, we primarily were a rushing team. But when you look at the stats this first half so far, it's very balanced offense with 2 touchdowns to receivers and 2 running touchdowns for Smith.
Mayhem take over at their own 42-yard line. Hand off Robinson. Right up the middle. Nice run on first down. Gets up to the 48-yard line. Gain of 6. It'll bring up 2nd down and 4 for West Michigan. Trying to get something going. We have 10 minutes to go second quarter. It's all Chicago Force, 30-0.
It's all Chicago Force, but like I said, in these games, it's harder to stay focused. And I think that's going to be the challenge for the Force the rest of this game, stay focused and execute each play. Because I do know Western Michigan does not want zeros on the board. They have a lot of pride in this team, and they have a lot of good players, so they're going to keep pushing.
West Michigan now, 2nd down 6, ball at their own 48. Byer under center, sweep to Robinson. She's going to be taken down. Nice play from Van Kuyk. She got inside, and her quickness just beat the block. Tripped up, a loss for West Michigan. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 9. Nice play from Van Kuyk. Again, coming in.
God,
she's going to be a huge addition.
God, I love defense, Andy. And you know what? A play like that is Brenda Kuyk. Brenda Kuyk had her eye on her key, which was the receiver or the running back in the backfield, but it was a blitz, and she knew if she just made a really good decision there. She got in there quicker to make the tackle, so they couldn't make the play to her person.
Loss of 5, 3rd and 9. Ball back at the 43-yard line of the Mayhem. Byer, shotgun, has a receiver to the left, 2 to the right. Looking to throw to the far sideline, try to get it over to number 18. That's Caitlin Kaler. Didn't turn around quickly enough, incomplete. It's going to bring up 4th down and 9. Under 9 minutes to go second quarter. Force up 30-0, and at some point, you got to try to go something on 4th down here. If you can't punt it away and give it back to this Force defense, it looks like, though, the Mayhem have to do it, though, and kick it away back to the Force.
What made that play happen was another blitz call for the Chicago Force. Martha Dantuma, you got someone tall like her coming in with her arms up. Byers tall. She's got to get rid of it quick, but I am surprised they haven't gone more earlier in the game, those 4th down plays, but another punt by Western Michigan.
Back deep again. Number 23, Stacy Williams. And we're going to get a timeout. Timeout on West Michigan. That'll be their 2nd timeout of the first half. They have 1 remaining. 30-0 Chicago Force over West Michigan. Today's post-game party is at nearby Hop House in Rogers Park. All are invited. Hop House is located at 7545 North Clark at the corner of Howard in the Gateway Plaza. Members of the Force organization and all the fans are invited to attend. The party starts immediately after the game with food and drink specials. We'll see you there at Hop House, again, 7545 North Clark at the corner of Howard in the Gateway Plaza.
You talk about our sponsors, Andy, and you look at the organization, Force organization, or any organization in this league, sponsors are huge. And Hop House is a really nice sponsor. It's nice to go there after games and feel at home, and they do a real good job for us, and all our sponsors are just fantastic for us.
8:52 to go second quarter. Andy Garcia alongside the Hall of Famer Pam Shafrath. Force up 30-0. They're about to get the ball back. Albie Zuby back deep at her own 29-yard line is Stacy Williams in the punt. Another rugby-style kick. It's going to take a bounce for the Mayhem, go out of bounds, see where the officials mark it, at the 30-yard line of the Force. So Chicago will take over, see if they can add to that 30-0 lead. The Force came in averaging 49 points per game, and the Force averaging 341 yards on the ground. And they've had their way not just on the running side today, also passing the ball. Sammy Grisafi with 2 touchdown passes to Jeanette Gray.
And it's nice to see, Andy, because I think we're going to, when we go against good defense, run defenses in the playoffs, we're going to need our passing game.
Trips to the right, 2 to the left. Grisafi in shotgun. We're going to get a whistle. Flag on the play. It was 1st down and 10 for the Force at their own 30. Let's see what this penalty was. It's going to be on West Michigan.
Maybe offsides.
5-yard penalty on West Michigan to bring the ball up to the 35 of the Force. It'll be first down and 5. Same formation for the force. Trips to the right, 2 to the left. 5 receivers. Grisafi in the shotgun. 3-step drop. Looks to throw on the slant. Again, the Jeanette Gray caught at the 50-yard line. She'll be taken down at the 47-yard line. Nice throw from Grisafi to Jeanette Gray. Linda Phillipson with the tackle, but not before a first down for the force inside Mayhem territory. Force back up quickly. Again, the same formation. Grisafi shotgun. Looking to throw. Again, the Gray on the slant. Caught at the 30-yard line. Tripped up again by Phillipson, and they're going to keep moving.
Now
fast break offense.
Now it's all about matchup here. Number 83 is against number 6. Gray against Phillipson. Big size difference, and they're taking advantage of it.
First down and 10 at the 30. Grisafi again looking to throw. She's going to throw on the near sideline.
Oh!
Incomplete. Out of the hands of Elby Zuby on the sideline. Would have been a nice catch if she was able to grab it. Incomplete. Second down and 10 for the force at the 29-yard line of West Michigan. 8:01 to go. Second quarter. The force up 30-0.
That would have been a great catch by Elby Zuby, and I think Sammy Grisafi put it in a perfect place. She couldn't have put it anywhere else. But, you know, the Western Michigan defense is having a hard time with all these receivers right now.
2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Little screen pass to Carolyn Lee. May have gained 1. It's going to bring up third down and 9. Third and long for the force. That fast break offense.
This is tough to do for the Western Michigan Mayhem with this hurry-up, no-huddle offense. Tough to make adjustments here, Andy.
Trips to the right. 2 receivers to the left. Grisafi looking to throw again. Has Jeanette Gray caught. Oh, dropped it. She had it. It was in her hands and then dropped it. Incomplete. That throw was there again. Grisafi's just kind of taking advantage now, Jeanette Gray. Being in the defense on the slant pattern, almost a post pattern. It's been there, and that time Jeanette Gray just dropped it. It was there. Could have been another touchdown.
Yeah, that could have easily been another touchdown. Great pass by Sammy. But, you know, 5 receivers, this defense got to be thinking pass, and they're having a hard time with coverage.
Ball at the 28-yard line. 4th and 9. Grisafi looks to throw. Elby Zuby on the sideline, but it's going to be no good, incomplete. Zuby couldn't get a foot down on the sideline, so the force will take it, or turn it over on downs. West Michigan will take over. A little bit on that drive, it looked like maybe the force was a little bit too quick, too fast, even though they did have Gray who dropped it, but again, trying to take advantage of what you can on the defensive side.
I promise you, Andy, an athlete like Jeanette Gray, I think she needed a big game coming in today because these first 3 games, you haven't heard her name a lot. I do know that coaches and the organization is going to be happy with Jay Gray today coming out because we're going to need her with her size and athletic ability down the road. But I also think we're seeing a lot of this no-huddle offense because down the road we're going to need it. So I'm not surprised Coach Konecki's working it in today.
So West Michigan takes over. First down and 10, ball at their own 28-yard line. I formation, fire, hand off to Robinson. Up the middle, past the 30 to the 32-yard line.
Tackle by Candace Griffin. You know, there's a lot of DBs today making tackles. It's really good to see. Even though our linebackers, you want to have our linebackers make the tackles, but that means our line is doing the job because a lot of times when you have a lot of running plays, you see DBs coming up, make the tackle. That means we're being aggressive, but it also means people are, concentrating their keys, executing, and DBs coming up, make the tackle. There's been a lot of them today. It's good to see.
Gain of 4 on first down for the Mayhem and bring up second down and 6. 6:47 to go, second quarter. The force up 30-0. I formation for West Michigan. Byer under center, receiver to the left, 1 to the right. Hand off to Plummer. Up the middle. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play. Taken down by Sammy Skirto and Darcy Leslie. Third down and 4 for the West Michigan Mayhem.
I'm surprised you're not going to see a little more run plays for Western Michigan. Maybe just pounding out some first downs here. But, with someone like Plummer who's a good athlete because she's going to give you those first downs. But, you see Sammy Skirto making that tackle. I love to watch her play. She's almost like a little Dick Buckus. She just wraps and she just demolishes that running back. I love to watch her play.
3rd and 4, ball at the Mayhem 34-yard line. Fire with the sweep to Robinson on the far side. Tries to get to the outside, now cuts in. Has the first down at the 40-yard line. West Michigan with a rare first down. And the drive continues for the Mayhem at the 40-yard line. First down and 10. 5:43 to go, second quarter.
The force had contain on that play, Andy. They did a good job with containing. When you contain, what you want to do is bring the the ball carry towards the middle of the field there, and that's when you want your linebacker to make the hit. And they did a good job. The line of scrimmage did a good job in that play and got the push that they needed for the first down.
First down and 10 for West Michigan. Cloudy day here in Evanston.
Perfect day for football, though.
It is. Trips to the right for West Michigan. Receiver to the left. Plummer in the backfield with Byer. Shotgun formation. Gets a snap. Looks to throw in the middle of the field. Almost intercepted. And we're going to get a flag on the play as well.
Wow.
Ashley Bergren may have had her hand on it. Also, Brandon Van Kuyk had it. Incomplete. We'll see what the flag is.
That ball was actually underthrown, and I think Burns got her hand on it, deflected it. I think if Burns didn't deflect it, I think Ashley Bergren would have had an interception there.
It's going to be pass interference still on Chicago. It's going to be an automatic first down for West Michigan. Ball be at midfield.
I think what happened there was one of our defensive players hit the Western Michigan receiver 5 yards beyond. I think that's exactly what happened.
So West Michigan with another first down at midfield. Trips to the left, the receiver to the right. Shotgun. Byer waits for the snap, gets it. 3-step drop, looks to throw it deep to Telly Robinson, and just too far for Robinson. Stretched out, incomplete. She was open, it would have taken a great throw, just a little bit too far. Incomplete, second down and 10 for West Michigan.
You know, you watch Telly Robinson, 5'7", 150. She moves really well. She's their best running back for Western Michigan. I think that's a good play call to put her out on a pass pattern. And Ashley Bergren was on her, knew that her coverage was her, but Ashley Bergren has got to not let that defender get behind her. I think Ashley Bergren, you know, like I said, she's just getting her feet wet out here. She's just going to get better as we go.
Second down and 10 for the Mayhem at midfield. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Receiver in the back field. Byer hands off to Robinson. Gain of 3 down at the 47-yard line. Brings up third down and 7 for West Michigan. West Michigan came into the game 3-1. The Chicago Force 4-0. Both in the same division. This is the National Conference, Division 6. The winner of this game takes a nice little lead in the division. West Michigan at 3-1. Indy Crash at 2-1. The Force came 4-0.
This is a big game for both teams. Someone wants to be the big dog of the division. And, you know, Force right now wants to be the big dog here.
Third down and 7. Again, right back deep, Byer. Then shotgun, looking to throw to the near side to Stacy Williams. Incomplete. Too high on the pass. Incomplete. Fourth down and 7 for West Michigan. See if they can extend this drive. We have 3:53 to go. Second quarter, Chicago Force up 30-0.
This is Western Michigan's longest drive today. A few first downs, and I have to say, the plays are there for the plays have been there for Western Michigan. They just have to execute.
Back deep again. West Michigan will punt. Can't get anything going, and they're not going to take any chances. Stacy Williams back deep. Or back deep to punt it away. No one back deep for the Force. And it will take a Mayhem bounce and now a Force bounce. Goes out of bounds at the 17-yard line. And that's where Chicago will start with their next drive. 3:45 to go before halftime. They're going to mark it down at the 16-yard line.
You know, as a defensive coach, you like to see a lot of punts, and that's exactly what the Force defensive coach is seeing today.
It's all we've seen.
A lot of punts.
All we've seen from West Michigan.
And
haven't been able to get a lot going, and have had to punt it away. And all that goes to the Chicago Force defense. Force only given up 7 points per game so far. Here are the Force on offense. Hand off Melissa Smith to the 20-yard line. A little bit more after that to the 22. Gain of 6. It'll bring up second down and 4 for Chicago. 3.5 to go second quarter, but there was a flag on the play. Officials talking it over.
That was a really good play for the Force offensive line. You know, everyone sees the running back gaining a lot of yards, but people don't realize that it starts with the line of scrimmage. And our Force offensive line, I can't say enough about them, but Roz Bennett, another veteran, had a big block on Plummer on that play. But
flags on West Michigan, Pam,
yeah.
So 5 yards for Chicago. It's going to give them a first down. Ball will be marked at the 27-yard line. Rasafi, shotgun, handoff, Smith. at the 30, up the middle, 35. Makes one man miss, now up to the 43-yard line. She went right over like a bowling ball went over a pin. Knocked her down. First down for the Chicago Force. Ball again at the 43-yard line of Chicago. 3:15 and counting on the clock here in the second quarter. Chicago Force going to move quickly. Trips to the right. Run receiver to the left. Hatcher in the back with Grisafi. Gets a snap. Looks to throw. Pumps once. Now throws it on the far sideline to Elby Zuby. Nice catch. Goes out of bounds. They're going to say she stayed in bounds. The clock is going to continue to run at the 49-yard line in a Mayhem. Second down and 2.
It's nice to see this no-huddle offense, coming out with pass and run out of this no-huddle offense, which means there's a lot of communication going on between coach and the players, and they're doing a good job of running it.
Serta in motion. Fake handoff to Hatcher. Grisafi's going to move to the outside, gets the first down, and then goes out of bounds. Stops the clock. First down. I'm just going to say she maybe went out of bounds before the first down mark. It looked like she got passed. No, she did. First down for Chicago. They're going to mark it at the 47-yard line. First and 10. Clock continues to move. 2.5 to go before the half. 3 receivers to the left. 1 to the right. Melissa Smith to the right of Grisafi. In shotgun. Waiting for the snap. Grisafi gets the snap. Looks to throw in the middle of the field. Got Precourt. Stephanie Precourt couldn't make the catch. She was open down the middle of the field. Incomplete. Second down and 10 for the Force. 2:16 to go before the half. The Force up 30-0.
Another short post route by Precourt. You know what that was is that was a really good pass, but on a pass like that, Andy, Precourt wanted to catch it like a basket. You got to get your hands up and catch that ball. It was a little high.
Trips to the left. Grisafi shotgun. Fakes it to Serta. Now a little shovel pass inside the Hatcher. Gain of maybe 1 on the play. 3rd and 1. Nice tackle again from Jennifer Plummer on the play. Tripped up Hatcher. 3rd and 9. Ball at the 46-yard line. 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning. Teams will talk it over. Force up 30-0. Head coach John Konecki brings his team over. Also, West Michigan will talk it over. The defense with their defensive coaches trying to stop this Force offense. Sammy Grisafi with already 2 touchdown passes to Jeanette Gray. One from 30 yards out, the other a 78-yard touchdown pass. Jeanette Gray caught it and then just kind of used her speed and outran the defense.
Fun play.
Melissa Smith has a 5-yard touchdown run. Also a 1-yard touchdown run. It's now 13 rushing touchdowns from Melissa Smith, and it looks like the rain is coming down just a little bit of sprinkles here at Evanston Township High School with the Force up 30-0, trying to put some more points on the board before we get to the half.
Yeah, you definitely want to keep executing as a team and putting in maybe, not to play with Western Michigan, but I do see that Coach Konecki is doing his no-huddle offense today, which I think is going to help them down the road. I think he's going to keep doing it. He might want to score quick down the road. The more you practice it, the better you get. But Andy, we talked about how many receivers Chicago has, how many good receivers. Let's talk about how many good running backs they have. You got Sammy, Elby, Hatcher. You got so many options here.
Didn't even bring up Melissa Smith.
Yeah, I didn't even, given, but there's just a lot of options that are out there.
3rd and 9 for the Force at the Mayhem 46-yard line. Trips to the left, run receiver to the right. Grisafi gets a snap, looks to throw, had to go under pressure, broke the pressure, and then got the catch over to Carolyn Lee. It's going to be short of the first down. Ball will be at the 42-yard line. 4th and 5.
Yeah, that was good pressure on Western Michigan Mayhem. Sammy did a good job of escaping that and making the throw to Carolyn Lee.
Force up quickly. They're going to hand it off to Smith. Up the middle. Tries to get the first down. She does. She's still on her feet. Bowling over tacklers. Jennifer Plummer comes on the pile, just kind of jumps on it, see if they can get her down. It's another first down for Melissa Smith in the Chicago Force. I think she dragged about 3 or 4 tacklers, about 5 yards on that play? She was stopped on the first down, but kept her feet moving and got the first down for Chicago.
I got to tell you, she reminds me a lot about Jessica Springer, one of the best running backs in the game that isn't playing this year. It takes, at least 5 people to take her down.
Grisafi on first down and 10. Moves to her right. Nice throw to Trzynski on the far sideline, out of bounds at the 22-yard line. Close to the first down. 1:04 to go before the half. Force trying to put more points on the board. Using this formations with trips to the right, 2 receivers to the left. A lot of receivers out there. Grisafi's got options to throw it. First down and 10 at the 22-yard line. Again, trips to the left. 1 receiver to the right. Melissa Smith in the backfield with Grisafi. Looking to put points on the board. Shotgun. Grisafi with the snap. Looks to throw. Far sideline. It's picked off at the goal line by number 20.
Telly Robinson.
And we got a flag after the interception. Tried to get it to LB Zuby. The throw was a little bit caught up in the air. Tully Robinson was able to kind of hold off the receiver. Zuby made the pick. The flag is going to be on Chicago. So West Michigan makes a stand. Tully Robinson with the interception. And West Michigan will take over with 55 seconds to go before the half. 30-0 Chicago. I don't know if maybe just down it here. I don't know if we want to try anything deep. Ball's going to be pushed out to the 20-yard line.
Well, I got to tell you, that play wasn't a bad decision by Sammy Grisafi. But I do think what happened is there was really good coverage on that play by the defender of Western Michigan, and it's Robinson, and it shows what kind of athlete she was, because what it was a pass where the receiver and defender had to fight for it, and she fought for it and got in front of it and made a great play.
They were going to say she was down at the 1, and then they had a personal foul penalty, so the ball's at the 16-yard line. Byer tries a quick hitch throw in the middle, incomplete. Knocked away. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Tried to get it to Mickey Chase again. Incomplete. 52 seconds to go. 2nd down and 10. Getting the ball at the 16. They said that Robinson was down at the 1. The personal foul moved at 15 yards out, so that's why we're at the 16 with 2nd down and 10 with 52 seconds to go. Force up 30-0 on the defense side here.
Yeah, that was that little hitch bubble pattern, and you know, Darcy Leslie saw it that time, was all over it, and got there at the right time. Couldn't even catch the ball, and made a good tackle.
Mayhem lost one of their main offensive weapons in number 22, Lisa Lucky. Early in the game, she rolled up her leg. 2nd down and 10. Byer looks to throw. Has a receiver in the middle field. Incomplete. Out of the outstretched hands again of Telly Robinson. She had beaten the defense. Incomplete, though. 3rd down and 10, and now you got to be careful. Now you want to be careful that you don't give the Force enough time to maybe score before the half if you can't do anything here on 3rd down and 10 from your own 16-yard line.
You got Telly Robinson running the ball. You got her make running patterns. She's a good athlete. You got Byer trying to get her the ball. I'm not surprised someone else had to step up, and you know, that's a catchable ball, almost caught for a big gain. So I wouldn't count out some scores here for Western Michigan if they keep pushing it, and I give them a lot of credit.
3rd down and 10 for the Mayhem. Trips to the left. Byer looking to throw. Deflected at the line of scrimmage. Did number 91 get her hands in there? Did Tammy Engelman get her hand up? And
I think so.
Knock it away. Incomplete. 4th down and 10 with 44 seconds to play. See what the Mayhem do here. Looking to, I'm sure they'll punt it away. You don't want to do anything too crazy, but the Force could have good field position.
Well, I got to tell you, how do you get a pass off when you got Tammy Engelman in front of you? I mean, you got someone who used to be a power lifter. She's 6'3", 45, and is a good athlete. So how do you get, you know, the ball past her? But if you notice, the last 2 passes by Byer were short, which means, guess what? A lot of pressure by Chicago Force. She couldn't get good throws on either of those balls because of the pressure.
Zuby is waiting for the punt inside Mayhem territory. Williams punts it away. Takes a Mayhem bounce. Past midfield. Nice bounce for West Michigan. It's going to be downed at the 41-yard line of the Force. So the Force will have to go 59 yards in 31 seconds. We do have timeouts.
You got to remember, too, Andy, is Lutke wasn't only one of the top receivers for the Mayhem, but she was a big defensive back for them. Good tackler. You lose that, defensive, back for your team, and that opens up the passing game for the Force, and it's just good coaching by the Force taking advantage of it.
Force have it. Shotgun for Grisafi, looking to throw. He's going to throw it deep on the near sideline, caught by LB Zuby at the 38-yard line of the Mayhem. Timeout Chicago with 23 seconds. Grisafi moved to her right, then threw it across her body to Zuby at the 38-yard line. They're going to mark Zuby down at the 37-yard line. So 1st down and 10 for the Force at the Mayhem 37. 23 seconds to go. Force using their first timeout. They'll have 2 remaining. 23 seconds. Again, spreading West Michigan out. A lot of receivers for Grisafi to choose from.
Great comeback. Great comeback catch by LB Zumbi on that. Really, I mean, it was Sammy Grisafi has a great arm. A little short on that play, but LB Zumbi, you know, quarterbacks make the receivers look good. Receivers make their quarterbacks look good. And on that play, Zumbi did a good job of coming back to make that catch. Really, really happy with LB Zumbi's play this year. She's really stepped it up, Andy.
For the biggest selection of hot dogs and sausages, go to Hot Doug's in Chicago, 3324 North California Avenue. Doug says there are no two finer words in the English language than encased meats, my friends. That's Doug Hot Dogs in Chicago. Forced come out of the timeout.
How can you disagree with him?
Trips to the right, two receivers to the left. Grisafi alone in the shotgun. Waits for the snap with 23 seconds to go. Gets it, throws it up to Jeanette Gray, knocked away. Nice play from Telly Robinson. Came to kind of come in front of Jeanette Gray again on that post pattern up the middle of the field. Robinson made a nice play. It's going to bring second down and 10.
Another good play by Robinson. Now, I don't know if I noticed Robinson as a defensive back earlier in the game, but I do believe they put her in here with her athletic ability to come in and break up some of these plays, especially against Jeanette Gray. Remember, it was all about the matchup there, and I think Robinson matches up with Jay Gray better than number 6.
Second down and 10. Again, ball at the 37-yard line in West Michigan. 19 seconds to go here in the second quarter. The receivers to the right, two to the left. Grisafi looking to throw. Caught it, Jeanette Gray, right at the 20. 15, 10, 5. She's going to get in. Touchdown, Chicago Force. That's the third touchdown for Jeanette Gray from Sammy Grisafi from 37 yards out on this one. It's now 36-0 Chicago Force.
Wow, it looked like there were 3 receivers in the same area, Andy. Brandy Surduck, Carolyn Lee. It almost was like a deception play where what happens is you run the similar pattern in the same area, and it confuses the defensive backs, and Jay Gray made a great catch.
The Force going to go for 2. They line up, hand it off to Melissa Smith. She's in again for the 2-point conversion. With 10 seconds to go in the second quarter, the Force up now 38-0. That's 3 touchdown passes for Sammy Grisafi, all to Jeanette Gray, and the Force up by 38 with 10 seconds to go. It's been all Chicago Force in this one.
You said it, Andy. I mean, Western Michigan had to be careful. What was it? 45 seconds left.
Yep.
And into the half, and I just think it says a lot about the Chicago Force offense, this no huddle, how quickly we can score. It's going to be huge for us in the long run. We can march down the field in 45 seconds. That says a lot about our offense.
It's going to take a very, very good team, Pam, to beat this Force team, to play 60 minutes against the Force because of the offense that Chicago can put up there. Not just Sammy, but also the running game of Melissa Smith and Brandy Hatcher. And then the defense has stepped up. You know, this West Michigan team came in wanting to throw the ball, and they've not been able to do that today.
No. Number one, I think it starts with our defensive coach, Lewandowski, first-year coach, that Coach Konecki recruited this year, and I think he's making a huge difference. These players, these defensive players love to play for him, and when you really love your coach as a defensive player, you want to do it for him.
Charbonneau kicks it off to Robinson, got it at her own 30-yard line to the 35, 40, 45, and up to midfield. Nice play from Telly Robinson. Nice field position, but not a lot of time. 5 seconds here in the second quarter. West Michigan may get one snap at midfield. Down by 38, 38-0. Chicago Force putting it on here in the second quarter.
Telly Robinson's having a game, Andy. You know, she's returning kicks, she's running patterns, she's running the ball. It's really, really fun to watch her play. Big hit on the kickoff with Darcy Leslie and Oakrey. It's fun to see big hits on kickoffs. 5
seconds. West Michigan in shotgun. They do have trips to the left. One receiver to the right. Looking to throw it deep. It's going to be far to Stacey Williams, but incomplete. And that's going to finish off the first half. West Michigan could not get anything going in the first half. It was all Chicago Force. The Force scored 14 in the first quarter, scored 24 in the second quarter, and at the half, it's Chicago 38, West Michigan nothing. That's pretty dominant first half there for the Chicago Force, Pam. We talked about the running game and the passing game, but a lot of that credit goes to the defense too. With what they've been able to stop with West Michigan, really came in with a great game plan against the Mayhem today.
I also think that when you see a lot of punts from Western Michigan against the against the Force defense, it shows a lot of respect for the Force defense. I think Western Michigan has a lot of respect for the Force defense. And, I mean, like I said, it's the first time in a few years where we've concentrated on the defensive side of the ball, and you could see it, like, really paying off this year.
Andy Garcia alongside Pam Schraffrath. We're at the half. 38-0 Chicago Force. 2 rushing touchdowns from Melissa Smith. 3 touchdown passes from Sammy Grisafi to Jeanette Gray. It's really been all Chicago Force. That's all you really can say.
It has very well-balanced offense for the Chicago Force. And like I said, I think the coaches are going to be very happy with Jay Gray stepping it up. She needed to step it up this game. She stepped it up. Big target, great athlete. It's fun to watch her play. Let's
take a break. Chicago Force up at the half, 38-0 on West Michigan. More to come. We'll have the second half as you're listening to Chicago Force Football on ChicagoForceFootball.com and AM 1230 WJOB.
WJOB Hammond.
Hey everybody, I'm Jim Deedlow. I'm the morning host here at WJOB. And I'm also one of the guys that's coming up with this great idea that WJOB goes into the next generation and we get a nice video situation going on. And you're watching that right now. Check us out at WJOB1230.com and you'll learn all about our video as we move into the next generation. We're happy to be with you guys, and we're happy to be keeping pace with technological innovation here in the Calumet region. I'm Jim Deedlow. Thanks a lot.
Athletico. Isn't it about time you came off injured reserve? Schedule a complimentary injury screening at any of our convenient locations and receive personal attention by a licensed medical professional. Complimentary injury screenings are free, easy to schedule, and most importantly, provide you with peace of mind. Call 1-877-ATHLETICO or visit us online at athletico.com to find a location near you. Athletico, the official provider of physical therapy and athletic training to the Chicago Force. MOR is proud to be the team physician to the Chicago Bulls, Blackhawks, and your Chicago Force. That's Midwest Orthopedics at Rush, www.rushortho.com. Spin Nightclub is a sponsor of our Game Day MVP Award. At the end of each home game, we select an offensive and defensive
The Chicago Force, entering its 10th anniversary season, is a proud member of the Women's Football Alliance. The WFA plays under the same full-contact football rules as the NFL. Comprised of 60 teams from across the United States and Mexico, the WFA is the largest women's American football league in the country. From Florida to Oregon and from New England to California, the WFA consists of the best teams in the nation.
Welcome back to Lazier Field. Evanston Township High School. Andy Garcia alongside the Hall of Famer Pam Schraffrath. We're at the half. Chicago Force. Women's tackle football. They're up 38-0 on West Michigan. What a first half for the Force. Started with Melissa Smith on a 5-yard touchdown run. Her 12th rushing touchdown of the season. PAT no good. It was the Force 6-0. Then in the middle of the first quarter, Sammy Grisafi got it to Jeanette Gray on a 30-yard touchdown pass. 2-point conversion was good for Melissa Smith. The Force were up 14-0. Then at the start of the second quarter, Melissa Smith with a 1-yard touchdown run. Her second of the game, 13th of the season. The 2-point conversion was good. It was Force 22-0. Then again in the second quarter, 78-yard touchdown pass from Sammy Grisafi to Jeanette Gray. The second for Jeanette in the game. 2-point conversion was good. The Force were up 30-0. And then with 10 seconds to go before the half, a 37-yard touchdown pass from Sammy Grisafi to Jeanette Gray. They've connected 3 times in the first half for touchdowns. 2-point conversion was good. And the Force are up 38-0 as the rain comes down here at Evanston Township High School. Just a drizzle, nothing too bad. Cloudy skies all day, but nothing's been cloudy about the Chicago Force game in the first half, and their play really have dominated all phases of the game.
They have, Andy. And Jeanette Gray came in today's game with 10 receptions, no touchdowns. Here she is going in the second half, 3 touchdowns. And like I said earlier, this Force offense is pretty dominant, and you've got so many options. You've got so many receivers. You know, Sammy Grisafi, one of the premier quarterbacks in the league. I know her parents are watching. I want to say hello to her dad, Greg, and her mom. I love them guys, but it's really, really nice to see the Force offense going on all cylinders because that's what they're doing today.
Before we move forward, we've got to say thank you to our staff here. Stu, back at WJOB Studios, helping us out today. Our cameraman, Chris Schulp, and Matt McLinden. Director, Chuck Pullen, he's the greatest, and Ryan Walsh doing graphics and audio. Great staff today on ChicagoForceFootball.com and also on AM 1230 WJOB. And it's really been all the Force, 38-0. When we look forward to the second half, and Force have this 38-0 lead. They've got things that they can work on, but if you're a head coach, if you're a coach on the Force, what are you looking to do in the second half? Because you really, to be honest, you've dominated a lot here in the first half of the season. And you're already up 38-0 here at the half. What are you wanting to work on here in the second half versus West Michigan?
I think the challenge in these kind of games, and it has been all year for the Force, is when you're up by this much at halftime, I think you're thinking, I could skate the rest of the way. I could take plays off. But I got to tell you, as a former player and as a coach, you want to teach your players to stay focused. And what your job is as a football player is to execute every play. And that's, I think, in the long run, if you can keep going in a game like this and still execute, I think it's going to make the team stronger. And I think that's what all the coaches are doing right now in that locker room. Say, hey, we're up by 30-0. This team's not going to give up.
Yep.
Let's keep executing because in the long run, that's what they're going to need. They need to play 4 quarters to win the big ball games at the end of the year in the playoffs on the road to the championship.
Let's talk a little bit off the field of what these women do because the team practices 2 times a week. And these women don't get paid for this sport, and they have these jobs, and you're very close to the team. Talk a little bit about how tight the Chicago Force team is, and not just on the field, but what you guys, in your careers and all that. There's some pretty interesting women doing some pretty interesting careers off the field as well.
There are. I got to tell you, first of all, having the chance to play football as a girl, as a woman, is an amazing opportunity. But what makes us different is this. This league doesn't pay us to play. Right. So what it is about the love of the game, the commitment, and it's a huge commitment. And when you look at injuries, if, for example, someone gets injured on Saturday, they have to go to work on Monday. A lot of the male football players in the NFL, this is their job.
Right.
So this is a huge commitment for a woman to play football because they're balancing not only family, but they're balancing a full-time job with, and just because they want to play for the love of the game. So what you're talking about is a special athlete that plays football in this league, but the Force is definitely and has always been a really close-knit team. And the best part about playing for the Force organization is you're not only close on the field, which football you have to be, you become close. That's the best thing about football, I think. In any other sport is you become so close on the field. It's like you're an army out here. You have each other's backs, but off the field, the Force has always been close. And I have to say, over the past few years, I think this is a real special Force team. Because of that reason, we're very, very close-knit, and you've got a lot of great leaders stepping up this year.
And this is an organization, this 10th year for the Chicago Force, that have gone far deep. If you're not followed the Chicago Force before this year, this team gets very deep in the playoffs almost every year, and they always kind of get to the next level. And I know you want to see a championship come to this team, and as you said, this might be one of the better ones that has an opportunity too.
I agree. This team reminds me a lot about the 2008 team that made it to the championship, lost in overtime. And I still think that loss, there's a lot of players still on this team from that team, and I still think this loss really stings. That loss really stings and is not forgotten. And ever since the first year of the Force, this is our 10th year, the championship has been the #1 goal. And every year before each year, coaches stress, our goal is to get the championship. And this year isn't any different. From day one, last year we went undefeated, lost in the game on the way to the championship. So that loss is actually really hard for the Force too last year. Last year was a very good team. We had a lot of talent. This year's pretty special. I just have a really good feeling, and I think we're going to go really far.
Again, we're at the half. The Chicago Force up over West Michigan, 38-0. Andy Garcia, alongside the Hall of Famer Pam Shafrath. It should be a fantastic second half to see kind of what the Force kind of do. Do they keep trying that fast break offense, or see if they maybe try some different players on defense or offense to kind of just see that depth of the Chicago Force? And on the way to the playoffs 4-0 right now. As you always said, the second half of the regular season, you said that last week it was good for Chicago to take advantage of that St. Louis win and get the second half moving forward, and they've done a good job so far here. And you got to take advantage of teams in your division, too. They've already beaten Indy once and now taking care of West Michigan so far.
Yeah. You look at the season, 8 games, so 4 games is the first and second quarter. Last week they beat St. Louis Slam, hard-hitting team. Forest came out on top pretty convincingly. Mm-hmm. Now you're in the third quarter of the season, and you want to keep going, and you want to be the big dog in your conference. And Forest wants to say, hey, we're the big dog. Because before you can go to any playoff game, you got to win your conference, and you got to go through Western Michigan to get to the conference, to the net, your conference division lead. And that's exactly what the Forest is saying. Hey, we're the big dogs. You're in our field, and our number one goal is to get back in the playoffs, to make it to that championship game, and the Forest is just rocking on all cylinders today.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll have the start of the second half. We're at the half. The Chicago Force up on West Michigan, 38-0. As this is Chicago Force football on ChicagoForceFootball.com and AM 1230 WJOB.
WJOB Hammond. Hey, it's Michael D. Stewart. Been here for 8.5 years at WJOB and WJOB1230.com. It's been a while, but we finally got our video stuff up and running. We're excited about it. All the great opportunities available right here on WJOB1230.com. It's coming to fruition. Absolutely. And let's drink to that, my friends, as WJOB moves into the 21st, 22nd. We're ready for the 24th century right here at WJOB 1230. Once again, Michael D. Stewart, the Stu Man, Program Operations Manager. I just call myself Support Technical Entertainment Worker, Stu, for lunch. There you go, buddy. WJOB. Cheers.
Spin Nightclub is a sponsor of our Game Day MVP Award. At the end of each home game, we select an offensive and defensive player of the game. Spin Nightclub offers a comfortable and friendly environment for everyone, located at the corner of Belmont and Halsted. MOR is proud to be the team physician to the Chicago Bulls, Blackhawks, and your Chicago Force. That's Midwest Orthopedics at Rush, www.rushortho.com. Athletico. Isn't it about time you came off injured reserve? Schedule a complimentary injury screening at any of our convenient locations and receive personal attention by a licensed medical professional. Complimentary injury screenings are free, easy to schedule, and most importantly, provide you with peace of mind. Call 1-877-ATHLETICO or visit us online at athletico.com to find a location near you. Athletico, the official provider of physical therapy and athletic training to the Chicago Force.
About to start the second half of action. Chicago Force up 38-0 on West Michigan. Andy Garcia alongside the Hall of Famer Pam Shafrath. Some updated stats from that first half. Jeanette Gray, 5 catches, 180 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's not too bad, huh? And Sammy Grisafi having a great day throwing the ball. Melissa Smith with 2 rushing touchdowns. She now has 13 for the season. And bad news for West Michigan is the Force get the ball first here to start the second half. They're down. Force up 38-0. 38-0 on West Michigan.
That is bad news, Andy, but we got to remember that there was a really, really big injury for Western Michigan at the beginning of the game, I think, which hurt them and got them off their game a little bit. But yeah, you get the force ball, you force offense getting the ball back, which is what Western Michigan does not want.
Yeah, Lisa Lucky going out early for the Mayhem. Is the Mayhem punt it away, kick it off, second half. Straczynski picks it up at the 25, 30, 35, 40. Still on her feet past midfield. Tripped up, spun around at the 45-yard line of West Michigan. The Force with great starting field position in the second half. They already have a 38-0 lead.
I really like number 26, Straczynski. I love to watch her play. As a receiver, if you watch her, she runs every route hard. And as a receiver, that's what you want to do. And her, when she catches the ball and runs, so you know what she does with the ball after, she's a natural out there.
Force are going to spread it out again. Trips to the left. Receiver to the right is Jeanette Gray. Melissa Smith in the backfield with Grisafi in the shotgun. First down and 10 from the Mayhem 45-yard line. Grisafi back deep, throws it to the pre-court, caught it at the 35, inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. Nice play from Grisafi to Stephanie Precourt. I believe that's her first catch of the season. Another first down for Chicago. They're going to bring it up quickly again at the 28-yard line. Grisafi looking to throw, has to move to her right. Under pressure, just throws it away. Gets it past the line of scrimmage on the throw. They'll bring up second down and 10. Force moving it quickly. That fast break offense. Get as many plays as you can get off. Don't let the defense get settled. And we're going to get a flag. It's going to come up.
Grounding, maybe?
Yeah, the officials talked it over. I believe we're going to get a grounding on Sammy Grisafi. It's going to push Chicago back. Lost it down. So bring up second down and long.
You know what I think Coach Konecki is doing, we were talking about halftime, is he really wants his team to execute. And I really think he's pushing this no-huddle offense because he wants this to run like clockwork. Like I said, because later on in the season, he's going to want to come back to this. And I think it's a good idea. I think Sammy Grisafi, gets her arm going in the game, and it's important for her to get some throws in.
Ball at the 33-yard line of the Force. Shotgun for Grisafi. Hand off Smith up the middle. 35, 30, 25 down to the 20-yard line. Still on her feet. Making tacklers miss. Down inside the 20-yard line. They'll take her down at the 18-yard line. A 15-yard run from Melissa Smith. Another first down for the Chicago Force. We start here the third quarter. Just under 13 minutes to play. 13:56 to play. Force up 38-0 and looking to add more as the Force come up quickly again to the line of scrimmage. Shotgun, two receivers to the left, one to the right. Grisafi looks to throw. Post pattern Precourt, incomplete. Couldn't make the throw, couldn't make the catch. Jennifer Plummer may have gotten her hand in there as well.
Yeah, that's actually, it's two receivers far left, and then you got that spot receiver making like a quick slant post pattern in, and Sammy, a lot of times they're worried about those outside receivers, but they got to worry about that quick slant, and they did a good job there.
4th and 1, handoff to Melissa Smith, up the middle, trying to get to the end zone. She's going to be taken down right at the 2-yard line. It was 4th down and 1 at the, looks like the 18-yard line. Melissa Smith got the first down, tackled at the 1. Now they get the 2-yard line, so it's first down and goal for the Force at the 2, trying to add on.
Another big run by Melissa Smith. Man, she's tough to stop. And, like I said, you can't let her get a good running start there.
First and goal. Hand off to Smith. Up the middle, she's in for the touchdown. 2-yard touchdown for Melissa Smith. Her 3rd of the game, her 14th of the season, and the Chicago Force are up 44-0. Early here in the third quarter.
We also got to worry about our players staying healthy. And, but wow, they're just not able to stop Melissa Smith.
Nothing you can do that close to the end zone. And go for 2, and conversion is good again. 2-point conversion is good.
Smith, I believe it's her 9th. 8th or 9th 2-point conversion. That's, bread and butter play. And I think what's going to happen is Force are going to keep running that 2-point conversion with Melissa Smith so someone can stop it. And like I said earlier, I dare someone to stop it. It looks like we got another injury on the field.
2-point conversion is good. 13:01 to go, third quarter. The Chicago Force up 46-0 on West Michigan. And there is an injured Mayhem player on the field. Training staff looking at her. It looks like she's going to get up pretty quickly. Trying to at least, and don't want to be too quick on the number. See who it is on the field. 46-0 Chicago Force with 13:01. Head coach John Konecki talking to quarterback Sammy Grisafi and talking things over. And the injured Mayhem players up. Yes, it is. Number 54 for West Michigan, Julie Stetler. Stetler coming off the field.
Little story, Andy, about Melissa Smith. We used to run this defensive play called Oklahoma. And it was one of the first practices of the season one year, and I remember you see who you're going up against. And as a defensive back, and or as a defensive player, you get to see who's running the ball. And whenever Melissa Smith, you knew was running the ball in this drill, a lot of people, eyes wide open, knew that either, you're going to take a big hit by Melissa Smith, or it's going to take 5 people to tackle her. But just a little story about Melissa Smith. I mean, she's just always been one of those runners where very dominant, very strong. I mean, I know I got in a few minor concussions trying to tackle her in practice. She's definitely one of the best running backs in the league right now.
Melissa Smith with her 3rd rushing touchdown of the game, 14th of the season, 46-0 Chicago Force. Plenty of time to go here in the second half. Force going to kick it off. Back deep for West Michigan will be Tully Robinson, standing at her own 25-yard line. Trisha Charbonneau puts her foot to the ball. It's going to be picked up at Plummer, the 35-yard line in the air to the 40, 45. Hurdles with tackler inside Force territory. She's taken down at the 48-yard line. Jennifer Plummer grabbed it out of the sky. Got a nice gain, so West Michigan Mayhem will start their first offensive drive of the second half inside Force territory.
Number 45, Plummer, Western Michigan. Very impressed with her, Andy. She's someone that, I don't care what the score is, she's going to give 100% on every play. And I love watching her play football. She definitely plays football the right way. She plays it hard, and she's a competitor out there.
See if West Michigan can get something going. The Force are playing their 5th game of the season, trying to get their 3rd game where they've given up nothing on defense, no scores. It was 47-0 Columbus in the first home game, 72-0 Indy at Indy a couple weeks ago, and see if the Force can give up nothing again this week. Byer, under center, first down and 10 to Robinson. Up the middle, she was tripped up by Amber Burns. She got to the 46-yard line, gain of 2. It'll bring second down and 8 for West Michigan. 12:38 to go, 3rd quarter. The Force up 46-0.
Amber Burns making that tackle last week. She took a big hit, got cleared to play today, and is having a really good game at middle linebacker. There's not a lot of runs going up that middle, and as a middle linebacker, you're going to be happy about that.
This West Michigan team from Kalamazoo, Michigan, maybe about a 3-hour drive, 3.5-hour drive, making the trip to take on their division foe. Second down and 8, ball at the 46-yard line. Byer, under center, I formation. Little movement on the defensive line made one of the offensive players move.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to call it an Engelman or one of the offensive players first. We'll see, whichever this, depending on when the snap was made. But you look at Byer, Andy, quarterback of the Mayhem. She's got really, really good size. 6'2", she's listed as 180. I mean, that's a pretty tall athlete. She kind of reminds me of the quarterback for the Ravens on an NFL team. What's his name? Really good quarterback on the Ravens. I'll have to get back to you on that. But she kind of reminds me of a really good athlete. And she's fun to watch play. You could tell she's one of the top quarterbacks in the league.
That is Joe Flacco you're talking about.
Yes, Joe Flacco. She reminds me.
I was going to give you some time. I was waiting for you.
It slipped my mind for a second. Just,
right.
I'm glad you gave me time. But
I was going to let you. All the fans out there are going,
Joe Flacco! That was my lead-in to you to get it. But thank you, and you got it. But she does remind me of him a little bit.
The flag was on West Michigan, so that's going to put them back second down and long, call it 13. Back in their own territory. Byer on the shotgun. Throws a little cross pattern out to Stacey Williams. Caught down to the 45-yard line of Chicago. Get some of that yardage back. 3rd down and 7
good pressure by Marks on that play on Byers. She got rid of the ball almost like a sling pass to number 23, which is her other receiver, Stacey Williams, which won't surprise me. They go to her more in the second half. You know, no one wants to come into a game against a conference team and not score. Western Michigan does not want that to happen, and they're going to try and do that now in this third quarter.
Ball is at the 45-yard line of the Force. 3rd down and 7. I formation, Byer. Looking to throw to the far sideline and incomplete. There was 2 receivers there. Neither one really looked at the ball. A little bit of miscommunication from West Michigan. It's going to bring up 4th down inside Force territory. 4th down and 7. 10:57 to go third quarter. See what West Michigan wants to do. It looks like they're going to punt it away. LB Zuby's going to go back deep for Chicago. Force expecting them to punt it away. And that is all we've seen from West Michigan today. A lot of punting, not a lot of offense for the Mayhem. They're down 46-0 to Chicago.
Yeah, you know, Western Michigan is trying to mix it up here on offense to keep Force's defense honest with some different pass patterns there, some quick throws, and it didn't work that time.
West Michigan. A little rugby. They're going to fake it. Williams is looking to throw. He's going to throw it deep, and it's going to be incomplete. Tried to get it to Tully Robinson on the far side at the 30. Incomplete. So Chicago will take over at the 44-yard line. A little bit of a little trickery there, but it's something you have to try. You're down 46-0. It doesn't really do you a lot to try to punt it away. See if you can get something on a fake punt.
I am not surprised that they faked that punt this time, and I'm actually surprised that they didn't do that earlier in the game when they were like 4th and shorter. But, you know, you got to try and mix it up in the second half to get a score on the board.
Ball is marked at the 45 of the Force. Grisafi, shotgun, handoff, Melissa Smith. At the 45 to the 50. Has a lot of speed to the 40. Tries to get away from one tackler and can't. Down inside the 35-yard line. Taken down by Phillipson. Touchdown saving tackle from Linda Phillipson. And Phillipson's still on the ground. May have been shaken up trying to take down Melissa Smith. Nice run from Smith again. Another 1st down for Chicago. They'll mark Smith down at the 34-yard line. And the trainers are going to come out and take a look at Phillipson, who really saved the touchdown. Melissa Smith had a lot of speed going, and Phillipson went low, got Smith down, tripped her up.
Phillipson was in great position to make that tackle. Textbook tackle. You know, she's been all over the field today.
Well, you said that you may have had some concussions trying to take
I did.
Phillipson may have her own.
Yeah, I didn't get major concussions from Smith, minor ones, but, you know, where you got a little tweaker in your shoulder and your head starts to buzz after you tackle Melissa Smith. I mean, she can hurt you if you don't tackle her right.
10:14 to go, third quarter. The Force up 46-0. 1st down and 10 for the Force. Ball at the 33-yard line. Grisafi, shotgun, Vermillion in motion. Handoff, Hatcher at the 30. Tripped up at the 27-yard line. Nice play from number 26, Catherine Converse, in on the play for West Michigan. Force back up quickly, 2nd down and 4. Grisafi, shotgun. Hand off to Chulis, up the middle. Plummer gets a load of her at the 25-yard line, takes her down there. Close to a 1st down, it's going to bring up 3rd down and 2, just inside the 25-yard line of Chicago.
You know, I talked about how many different weapons the Force has. You're going to see a lot of Hatcher and Chulis the rest of this game. It's good to get reps for them because we have such a deep lineup for the Force to keep us fresh.
3rd and 2, ball to 24. Grisafi, handoff Smith. Up the middle, tried to get the 1st down, and she did. Just enough for the 1st down. Melissa Smith with another 1st down for Chicago. Tackled by number 72, Sarah Claxton, but enough for the 1st down for Chicago. The drive continues.
1st down for the Force, but that's exactly what you have to do with Melissa Smith. If you notice she only gained 3 to 4 yards on that, you've got to hit her on the line of scrimmage. Western Michigan did a good job at the line of scrimmage for the defensive line.
Force at the Mayhem 22-yard line. 1st down and 10. Grisafi handoff to Vermillion. Jet sweep to the near side at the sideline and push out of bounds at the 14-yard line. And one of the chain gang crew got pushed over. She's all right, though.
Oh, yeah.
Nice run on 1st down.
You know, chain gangs are like players. You know, you're down there, Andy. You're right. I love it. You know, just like those photographers, they get knocked down. I mean, you gotta love it.
Gotta be ready.
And look, she gets right back up.
And here comes the Force again. Chulis, handoff. up the middle, close to the first down. Should be down at the 13-yard line. And say 3rd down and 2.
Here comes their red zone package, Andy.
3rd and 2. 8:15 to go 3rd quarter. The Force up 46-0.
Got the big girl formation in. That's what I like to call it.
And a double tight I formation. Gersafi under center. Hand off Smith. Can they stop it? They do. Stopped for a loss on 3rd down. They finally got the play that they were able to stop. West Michigan was able to stop Melissa Smith. Tried to move to the left. Stopped for a loss. Bringing up 4th down and 3. See if they can do it again, because I think I see what's coming.
No, that's the second play, and you know, it starts with the defensive line. Those last 2 plays, that they did their job, and that's why they stopped Smith.
Same
Another one.
Smith, and they stopped her again.
Yep.
Nice play from Claxton, but it was a nice play from overall from the West Michigan defense on that one. Number 78 also, Lorinda Beadle got in. Or stopped on 4th down, and West Michigan will take over. Good
Big stop.
Yep, big stop for West Michigan. May not matter at the long run with the
No,
score.
no.
But if you're the coaches of West Michigan,
Absolutely.
you'll have some couple positives here.
And you know, this is a 11th year Western Michigan organization, a strong organization. They've got 5 conference championships underneath their belt. They made it to the national championship one year, I believe, lost in 2009, lost to the Slam. You know, this team has a lot of pride. And coming in here and getting beat 46-0, you know, 3rd quarter. You know, they still want to play hard, and they want to, you know, they have to play the Force again. So they, you know, they want to put a little bit of a dent here in the second half and show that, you know, they're competitive.
Mayhem take over at their own 16-yard line, 1st down and 10. Fire, I formation, 2 receivers to the left. We got a little
False
movement, a little movement from the defensive line, which is going to be a false start on West Michigan.
You know who did that? That was all Darcy Leslie. You know, it's called showing blitz, showing blitz. You're going back and forth. You're messing with their offensive line. You saw Darcy, she's playing around, makes the offensive line think, and it throws them off, you know, focus and concentration, and they, you know, they do offsides.
It's going to be 1st down and 15. Ball back at the 11-yard line. West Michigan moving in the wrong direction to start out this drive. 7:38 to go, 3rd quarter. Chicago Force up 46-0. Byer will hand it off to Robinson.
Big hit!
Stood up by Amber Burns.
Oh,
Taken off the ground and thrown back. May have gained 1 on the play. 2nd down and 14. What a play from Amber Burns.
that is the kind of tackle as a linebacker that you dream of. And, you know, someone like Amber Burns, ever since I remember her first year on the team, you know, she was a young back then. She's a little more veteran now, but I remember she actually made the first big hit of the year at practice. And come from it was Burns. I mean, she played little, you know, she played pee-wee with the boys. It just shows right there her technique.
2nd and 14 for the Mayhem at the 12-yard line. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Byer looks to throw to Williams on the near side, incomplete. Nice play from Dorian Bridges. She had 3 pass deflections coming into this game. She's had some chances already in this game. Another incomplete pass for West Michigan. Brings up 3rd down and 14.
That's great coverage by 45 Dorian Bridges. You know, it's really fun, you know, fun to see her play because she's the kind of defensive back that makes a lot of contact. She likes contact. And the good defensive backs like contact. Like Emma Feinstone, who we're missing today. Shout out to her parents. I met them last week. Great mom and dad for Emma Feinstone. A lot of support. They actually live in Boston. So they're looking forward to maybe another matchup between Militia because they're from there. But, you know, Dorian Bridges is someone that loves contact like Emma Feinstone, and it's good to see that on defensive backs.
3rd and 14, under 7 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Ball at their own 12-yard line. Byer under center. Gets a snap. Steps back, and then just has to throw it away. Sammy Skirtle was in her face. Would have been a sack, but Byer got it away. The pass got to the line of scrimmage, so there'll be no grounding. Incomplete pass, 4th down and 14, and it looks like another stop for the Chicago Force defense.
Great pressure by Sammy Skirtle. You know what I think is happening, too, with the Force defense and Coach Lewandowski, who, great coach and a big addition to the Force this year. You know, he's blitzing people from all angles.
Yep.
Western Michigan doesn't know who's coming, whether it's Darcy, whether it's Burns, whether it's Van Dyke, whether it's, you know, they don't know where it's coming. There's a good mix there.
Stacey Williams punts it away for West Michigan. It's going to go out of bounds. No, it's going to stay in bounds. Went down for the ball and lost it. And West Michigan has the ball. Zuby went down to the ground. It looked like it was going out of bounds. It didn't. It bounced in, stayed in play. LB Zuby went down to get it, fumbled it, and West Michigan got the ball back. It will be West Michigan ball at their own 40-yard line. Bad play there from LB Zuby, who went down. Should have stayed away from him. We get a bounce like that. Stay away, but she went down for the ball. And turnover for Chicago will be West Michigan ball.
Yeah, you know, any kind of kickoff or punt return, and you hear about it in the NFL, it's one of the hardest jobs in the game. It's not easy fielding a punt like that. That's the kind that you just got to stay away from. LB thought she can grab it, and she just mishandled it.
So now West Michigan at their own 40-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Byer and Shaka looking to throw under pressure. Has to move to her left, now throw, and it's going to be incomplete. Tried to get it to number 18, Caitlin Kaler, but nice play from the force from Brenda Van Kuyk. Nice pass deflection there. 2nd down and 10 for the Mayhem.
Yeah, I think you saw Brenda throw her hands down. I think she was upset she didn't get a pick on that play. That play took a long time to develop. And sometimes when you're in coverage, you're backpedaling, you're trying to stay with your receiver, it's hard to read. That play just took long to develop, and it was tough to get in a position to make that interception.
But it doesn't look like she's been out of football, though. I mean, it looks like she's been playing for the last 3
I
years.
talked to her before the game. She took off 2 years, and she looks like she never stopped. Yep.
2nd down and 10 for the Mayhem at their own 40. Byer back in the shotgun. Man in motion. Byer gets a snap. Looking for the screen, can't get it. Now pressure comes in from Chicago. Byer's able to get it away from her. Now at the 30-yard line, just throws it out of bounds. Kim Marks almost had a sack.
She did.
Byer got away from Marks and then just threw it out of bounds. It'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Mayhem. Under 6 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. The Force up 46-0.
I got to tell you, I owe that play totally to the coverage by the Force. You've got a rollout by Byer. No one's open. You've got good coverage. She has nowhere to go. You've got pressure coming from behind. I know Kim Marks is going to watch that film and wish she would have had that. But I credit that play on the Force coverage. Really good coverage.
See if the Chicago Force can stop another drive. 3rd and 10. 5:57 to go, 3rd quarter. Jeanette Gray with 3 touchdown receptions. Melissa Smith for the Force, 3 rushing touchdowns. All around good day for the Force. All 3 phases of the game working for Chicago.
You know, it's nice to see special teams working really well, too, because
That's up to the left.
You're right. You're right. But that's the 3rd part of this game that needs to be played well to win a championship.
3rd and 10 for West Michigan. Byer looking to throw again. Throws it, and it's almost picked off on Martha Dantuma. Byer had some time moving to her right. Tried to get it over to Mickey Chase. Dantuma came in front of her, and Dantuma almost had her 5th interception of the season. Incomplete. It's going to bring up 4th down and 10 for the Mayhem.
Good coverage again. Looked like the same exact play as last play. Good coverage. Dantuma is one of those defensive backs who has really good size. So when you put her against a smaller receiver, she's going to fight for that ball, and she's going to, have the size to knock it, either reflect it or make that interception.
So West Michigan can't take advantage of the turnover on the punt. LB Zuby muffed the punt. West Michigan got the recovery, but West Michigan couldn't gain a yard. And the Mayhem will punt it away. Stacey Williams gets it off. Nice punt. It's going to take a Mayhem bounce, go out of bounds. And we'll see the officials will mark it out of play at the 35-yard line. That's where the Force will take over with 5:43 to go in the 3rd quarter. And Chicago Force up 46-0 here as we play the 3rd home game of the season. Only one more home game this season, and that is going to take place Saturday, June 2nd. So if you want to come out and see the Chicago Force in action, you have one more home game in the regular season, June 2nd, as they will host the Indy Crash.
Yeah, make sure you tune in because that's the last game of the season. We'll know more, hopefully, about the playoffs then. And it might be an opportunity for the Force to go 8-0 again.
Force on offense. LB Zuby, the quarterback, fakes a handoff, and she'll take it up the middle. To the 40-45 at midfield, taken down by Tully Robinson. Tully Robinson takes down LB Zuby at midfield. Nice gain on 1st down. It's going to be another 1st down for the Chicago Force. Trying to put more points on the board here in the 3rd quarter. 5:25 and counting.
That's a big play for the Force, and I credit the offensive line for that yardage gain with LB and Zuby. And any team that plays the Force is going to have a lot to prepare for with all these different formations.
Rasafi back in shotgun. Hand off, Melissa Smith taken down in the backfield by Catherine Converse. they've gotten a little bit more ready for that play. They've seen Melissa Smith have enough up the middle, and Catherine Converse came in and got the loss. It's going to bring up second down and long, make it second down and 13 for Chicago.
The key to stopping Melissa Smith, just like stopping any power running back, is to get in that backfield and get a hand on her. Don't let her get momentum, and they've been doing it.
Ball at the 47, Grisafi, little shovel pass to Familia. Gets up back to the midfield, pushed out of bounds there. There's a flag on the play. See who this flag is on.
Well, it's taken, almost 3 quarters to figure out, when Smith's in there, she's going to get the ball. You got to get pressure on her. And, you got to give credit to the defensive line for getting in there and getting that backfield, which means I'm trying to looking at the offensive line of the Force. It means they just got to keep executing. They got to keep, throughout the whole game, which is going to be key down the road.
I'm going to give a shout out to the Chicago Spirit Brigade doing their thing. Always great to have the Chicago Spirit Brigade out.
They do such a good job for us, Andy. They've been with us a long time, and it makes this game experience wonderful. They're dedicated, and they're a really good brigade.
The flag was on West Michigan, so it's second down and 8. Ball at the 48-yard line of the Mayhem. Grisafi shotgun, hand off to Hatcher. Up the middle to the 45 to the 43-yard line. Still looking at a fumble. Fumble on the play. Hatcher looked like she had been stopped, but the whistle not blown, and they say the Chicago Force got the ball back. It's going to be third down. Hatcher at the 42, got stood up, looked like she lost momentum, and the ball popped out. Ball's on the ground, but Chicago got it back. They're going to mark it down at the 43-yard line. So it'll be third down and 3 for the Force. Under 4 minutes to go, third quarter. 46-0 Chicago.
Well, what happens is when you don't get tackled right away, you get wrapped up. You got the second defensive player coming and trying to strip. And I do know. So Brandi Hatcher has the ball. Her legs keep moving. She gets wrapped up to tackle.
Yep.
Second defensive player comes in and is taught to try and strip the ball. And I do know the Force does a lot of practicing on that. And it's something that you have to practice and can be very important in a big game because that turnover can mean the difference.
Time on for Chicago. It's third and 3. Head coach John Konecki wanted to talk things over. Midwest Orthopedics at Rush is nationally recognized as a leader in comprehensive orthopedic services and sports medicine. More Midwest Orthopedics at Rush is proud to be the team physician to the Chicago Bulls, Blackhawks, and your Chicago Force. That's Midwest Orthopedics at Rush. www.rush.ortho.com. That's www.rush-ortho.com.
Yeah, I have to say Midwest Orthopedics at Rush is a great sponsor for us, too. We get the best doctors around.
Force, put it back in play. Hand off Melissa Smith, up the middle, enough for the first down. They still can't take her down. She's still moving forward. There's about 8 players in the pile, pushing the pile down the field. She'll finally be taken down at the 37-yard line. First down for Chicago.
What I love about that play, first of all, it's that goal line set, double tight formation. Okay, you get a big push, and it worked that play. I like to see them go back to it, but you got Sammy Grisafi blocking that too. Did you see her? She goes down with the block, and I love to see that.
3:10 to go, third quarter. First down and 10 for the Force, the Mayhem 37-yard line. Grisafi handoff to Chules up the middle. She's taken down by number 72. Nice play from Sarah Claxton. We've called her name out a couple times for West Michigan. Got back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be second down and 10 for Chicago.
Some really impressive plays for the defensive line here in these last few series for them. I really like how they made some adjustments here and is making some plays in the backfield for their team.
Back quickly, Grisafi under the shotgun. Handoff Hatcher. Play taken down in the backfield again from Sarah Claxton. Also on the play, number 50, that's Jen Fiesel. Nice play again though from Claxton. Getting inside, getting away from her blocker and making a play again for a loss. That loss is going to be 2. It's going to bring up second down and 12 for Chicago. Big time plays from Sarah Claxton of West Michigan.
I know you got maybe a few players in that haven't been in on the line for the Force, but you still got to execute. But it shows how Western Michigan isn't giving up either. I like to see that.
Ball at the 39. Zuby, the quarterback, fakes the handoff. Now taken down again by Sarah Claxton. May have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. 3 straight plays from Sarah Claxton. It's going to bring up fourth down and long. Nice play again from Sarah Claxton.
someone's got to block her. Someone's got to block her. You know, any team that's going to scout the force. And I'm not going to give away things, but as a defensive coach for any other team, we've got to get through to the force offensive line first, and that's going to be key.
4th down and 12. There was too many men on the field for West Michigan. Grisafi tried to get it over to Jeanette Gray again on that post pattern. Incomplete. Nice play again from Telly Robinson. But West Michigan had too many men on the field. They didn't get enough players off the field. Force tried to get the snap off, so it's going to bring up 4th down a little bit closer for Chicago. It's coming up 4th down and 7. I think they'll move that ball to the 34-yard line of West Michigan.
That's going to be too bad because that would have been a nice stop again for Western Michigan Mayhem in the second half, you know.
4th and 7. We're going to mark it at the 34-yard line. 1:30 to go, third quarter. Chicago force up 46-0. Andy Garcia alongside the Hall of Famer Pam Shafrath. We appreciate the staff here working today with us. 2 receivers to the left, 3 to the right. Grisafi in shotgun. Tries to throw it over to Brandy Serta. Stepped up in the pocket, Grisafi did, and then tried to get to Serta on 4th down. Incomplete. Out of the hands of Serta. It'll be West Michigan ball as the Force turn it over on down.
Sammy Grisafi had a lot of zip on that ball. When you got a lot of zip on that ball, you really got to concentrate using your hands to catch it. A little behind Serta, but a lot of zip even in the 4th quarter for Sammy. It shows the kind of arm she has.
West Michigan brought a little bit of pressure, but Grisafi kind of stepped up in the pocket and got some more time.
Which she had to do.
Incomplete though, so the Mayhem will take over. After this game for West Michigan, they take on another division foe. They only take on division foes after this game. They have 2 games with Indy and then a game with Chicago.
At their home field.
Correct. So 1st down and 10 for the Mayhem at their own 34-yard line. Byer, the quarterback, I formation. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Man comes in motion, Plummer to the near side. Byer with the snap. Looking to throw a lot of pressure. Moves to her right. She's going to be pushed out of bounds. A sack for Kim Marks. Nice play from Kim Marks. Another sack for her. Big loss on 1st down from West Michigan at the 25-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd down and almost 20.
You know, I talked to Marks after last week's game at Hop House, which is our great sponsor, and I've seen Marks since her rookie year. I played with her and I watched her over the past 4. And I told her, Marks, I've never seen you play like you have this year. And like I said earlier, she's one of the defensive players that have really stepped up, and she wants to get back to the championship game really bad.
Under a minute to go in the 3rd quarter, 46-0 Force. Ball at the 25-yard line of West Michigan. Byer with the sweep to Robinson. On the far side, tried to get outside. Cuts in the middle on a fumble. Ball's on the floor, and looks like Chicago got it. Robinson on the sweep, tried to get to the outside, and then cut inside. Lost the handle, and the ball's on the ground, and the Force have it.
Yes.
Force football. On the bottom of the pile is number 32, Amber Burns, who comes up with the fumble recovery, and the Force take over with great field position at the 27-yard line with 40 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Chicago up 46-0.
You know what I like is when you've got, in defense, what I was taught, you know, when I was learning the game of football, growing up playing it, you've got to never stop pursuing. Don't ever, ever stop playing until that whistle is blown, and that's what happened on that play. Sometimes on the tackle, you know, they don't tackle me yet, you stop playing. Well, people kept coming, and caused the fumble.
1st and 10, Grisafi handoff to Smith. May have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Sarah Claxton back in there again. 3 or 4 Mayhem taking Melissa Smith down. 2nd down and 10. I do not know if we'll get another playoff here in the 3rd quarter. 23 seconds and counting. 2nd and 10, again, ball at the 27. See if Chicago tries to get another playoff. We've had 1 score here in the 3rd quarter. A 2-yard touchdown run from Melissa Smith. Smith now with 14 rushing touchdowns in the season. 6 seconds, 5, 4 in the 3rd quarter. Chicago looks like they're going to let the 3rd quarter run out, and they do. End of the 3rd quarter. Chicago Force up 46-0. They have led the whole way. It's been all Chicago Force. The West Michigan offense has not been able to do anything. And Chicago looking to put more points on the board as we're going to start the 4th quarter.
Yeah, it's been all Chicago force, and you know, a couple good stops by Western Michigan defense. Kind of, you know, made some adjustments at halftime, I believe. You know, to stop Melissa Smith, and that's gonna be one of the key jobs of anyone playing the force is to stop our perennial running back, Melissa Smith. You know, you've got to get her in the backfield, and you've got to get through that line of scrimmage, and you've got to know when Melissa Smith is in the game. You've got to know that you've got to concentrate the ball, get it going to her next play, and that's the key. Is you got to key on her every play that she's in the game. It's the only way to stop Smith. But you know, it like we said before the game, you know, number one to stop the force, you got to stop her.
46-0 as we move to the fourth quarter. Again, I want to thank all the sponsors of Chicago Force football: Spin Nightclub, Hop House in Rogers Park, Hot Dogs in Chicago, Athletico, Midwest Orthopedics at Rush, and Buffalo Wild Wings in Evanston, as the Force will have it at the 27-yard line of the Mayhem. Versafi looking to throw on the far side. Oh! Be caught! It should be taken down at the 4-yard line. Nice throw from Sammy Versafi to Elby Zuby.
Wow.
Aisha Dwiggins on coverage had to take Zuby down, but not before a long completion. It's going to bring up first down and goal from the 4 for the Chicago Force.
I got to say, Andy, I'm always impressed with our running game. If you were here right now and you saw that play live, that throw by Sammy Versafi was perfect. It was like, it comes so easy to her. I am so happy with our passing game today.
Let's see if Melissa Smith can get her 4th rushing touchdown. The hand off to Smith, and she's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago Force. Melissa Smith from 4 yards out. That's her 4th of the day, her 15th of the season, and it's 52-0 Chicago Force.
Wow. Great pass play to set up the run for Melissa Smith.
Now the Force go for 2 points, and this time the Brady Hatcher, she's in for the 2-point conversion. With 14:20 to go in the fourth quarter, to Chicago Force 54, the West Michigan Mayhem nothing.
Anyone taking that ball behind that line, that offensive line, you know, in that position for a 2-point conversion, I mean, I would love to be a running back behind that offensive line there on that goal line set. Wow.
The second straight game that Melissa Smith has had 4 rushing touchdowns. Again, she has 15 on the season. First one was from 5 yards out. Second one was from 1 yard out. The third from 2 yards out. And now just a 4-yard touchdown run. Inside, you're just not going to stop her. No one's going to stop. You may stop her a couple times, but you're not going to be able to stop her when she gets close to the end zone.
Well, what I think the Force has shown today is you've got your very, very strong running game, starting with the veteran line of scrimmage, Andy. But if you stop someone like Melissa Smith, number one, you've got other running backs. Yeah. You've got Elby Zuby, who carries the ball. You've got Brady Hatcher, who carries the ball. You've got Chuliz, who carries the ball. You have all these weapons if you don't stop Melissa Smith. Number two, if you stop the running of the Force, we've seen today what the Force offense can do passing the ball. So it's, you know, it's really, like I said earlier, I think any defense is going to have a hard time preparing for the Force.
The Force will kick it off. Trisha Charbonneau will put her foot to the ball. High end over end kick. Will bounce. Robinson will pick it up at the 30-yard line to the 35. Looking for blockers at the 40. And should be taken down right there at the 40, right between the hash marks. West Michigan will take over again at the 40-yard line, down 54-0. And again, the Force looking for that shutout. It would be the 3rd shutout of the season for the Chicago Force. The Force defense came into this game only averaging 7 points per game against them.
It goes to show how strong the Force defense is this year, and I do think that if anything, last year we had a good defense, but this year we got great defense.
Chicago Spirit Brigade having to do a lot of push-ups today.
Yeah,
push-ups for
yeah.
point.
They're going to be sore tomorrow.
We may not see them for another week pushing on push-ups.
We want to be them today.
First and 10 for the Mayhem at their own 40. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Byer looking to throw. Under pressure. Darcy Leslie's going to tap behind the fumble. A sack and a fumble on the ground. Sue got it. Kim Marks, you could see it from a mile away, was coming behind Byer. I don't know if Byer knew how close Marks was.
It was Leslie.
It was Darcy Leslie got the sack. Sue got the ball back. Chicago got the ball back. And number 99, April Folks got in there with the ball, and Nicole Byer on the ground.
Wow.
April Fox came up with the ball, though.
I got to tell you, this is what I'm talking about Forest defense this year. If you noticed, at the start of that play, they had twins, which is two receivers on one side. You had Sammy Skirtle one-on-one, and I believe, I'm not sure who the other defensive back was, but starting off the play, our defensive backs were physical. Then you got Darcy Leslie. She hit the quarterback so hard her shoe came off. I'm not kidding. Her shoe flew across the field.
The flag is going to see who the flag's on. It will be Chicago ball. It might be a flag after the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct on Chicago. So after the football recovery from the Forest, they'll be pushed back 15 yards.
That was one of the best hits of the day.
What a sack hit from Darcy Leslie.
Darcy Leslie, did one of those chops. Sometimes you can't get a really big hit on a quarterback, and what you want to do is knock the ball out of their hand, and you do like a big chop, and that's exactly what Darcy did, man. That was fun to watch.
So the Force will take over at their own 49-yard line. Shotgun formation with Soft. Two receivers to the left, two to the right. Handoff, fake handoff, Melissa Smith. Now Jeanette Gray tried to get it over the Gray in the crossing pattern, incomplete, a little post pattern. A little bit too far for Jeanette Gray. Can't say that Gray hasn't had a good day.
No.
3 touchdown receptions.
And she dropped one, not to emphasize on that, but she could have had 4. Remember that one? And you know what? I know Jay Gray, she's going to remember that drop, even though she's had a golden game. She's going to remember that drop. That's why we're so good. They always want to get better.
Second down and 10 for the Force at their own 49. Again, 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Grisafi in the shotgun. Handoff, Melissa Smith should be taken out for a loss. Nice play from Catherine Converse again.
Catherine Converse, you look at her too, I mean, she goes both ways. She plays offensive line, defensive line. In the game of football, it's hard to play both ways, so I give a lot of credit to some of these players on Western Michigan that are playing both ways.
Loss of 1 will be 3rd down and 11, back at the 48-yard line. Same formation from the Force. In shotgun, Grisafi gets the snap, fakes it to Melissa Smith. Now Jeanette Gray dropped it again on the post pattern. Nice throw from Grisafi, but Jeanette Gray not able to handle it. It's going to bring up 4th down and 11. Again, a nice throw from Sammy Grisafi. Jeanette Gray just dropped it. Trisha Charbonneau will come in and punt it away for the Chicago Force on 4th down.
I noticed on the Western Michigan defense, when you got Jay Gray coming across like that, they're playing her back. You've got to play her on the line of scrimmage and hit her. You have got to jam her before she gets going on her patterns.
Charbonneau just gets the punt off. Some pressure. Gets it off. It's going to take a forced bounce and go out of bounds at the 30-yard line. So Charbonneau got the punt off, and West Michigan will take over at the 30. With 13-16 to go, 4th quarter, the Force are up 54-0.
You know what I see in this Force team this year too, watching, playing all the years and watching these last 4 years. I think the best teams in football are the most physical teams, and sometimes you might have the best athletes, but they're not as physical. But in football, it's football, Andy. You've got to be physical out here. It's the only game in the world that you can hit someone as hard as you can and not get, and not go to jail. But I love to see physical teams, and I think that's why we're a special team this year, because we're physical.
West Michigan spreads it out. 2 receivers to the left, to the right. Plummer to the right of Byer. Shotgun, 3-step drop. Goes to the near side, and it's caught by Robinson at the 35-yard line. Pushes her way to the 37. Ashley Bergren had good defense, but Telly Robinson just made a better play at the ball.
Yeah.
2nd down and 4. 6-yard gain for the Mayhem at the 42-yard line.
Ashley Bergren, first game today at strong safety. And if I remember, last year was her rookie year, had a great rookie year. One of our best players last year. She's someone that can play a lot of positions. I know she played linebacker last year. First game today at strong safety. That's very hard to do. That was good coverage on that play.
A gain of 7, 3rd down and 3 at the 37. I formation for the Mayhem. Byer under center with the signals. Hands it off to Robinson. Tries to get to the outside. Now cuts in to the 40-yard line. Might be just short of the 1st down. Taken down by number 45, Dorian Bridges. Also Brenda Van Kuyk in for the tackle. 3rd down and short. They're going to call 1st down. They're going to say 1st down for West Michigan. At the 40-yard line, the new fresh downs, set of downs with 12 minutes to go, fourth quarter, and the Force up 54-0.
I like the stiff arm that Robinson did on that play. You know, she was able to get the first down because of that stiff arm. And, you know, defensive backs coming up making the plays is a good sign because that's, you know, their last line of safety, and they're doing a really good job of that today.
First and 10 for the Mayhem at their own 40. 11:40 in counting at the fourth quarter. Byer trips to the left, hand off to Plummer, and she may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Engelman's in there for the Force. Also, Kenesha Ray. The whole defensive line got a little piece of that action.
Sure did. Started with Engelman and Kenesha Ray, number 74. She's one of those players, a lot of spirit, a lot of passion for the game. Great team member. It's good to see her in there getting some
I
reps.
always like to praise Tammy Engelman, who's been a good player.
She has, and you know, she's the kind of player that she has so much size. And when you have size like that, you want to take every opportunity to develop a player like that because when on the defensive and offensive line, size is good, but when you get the kind of athlete like Tammy who can move and be big, you've got a dangerous player on your hands.
Second and 10, ball at their own 40-yard line, West Michigan. Two receivers to the left, two to the right, Byer in shotgun. Looking at the throw. Looking, now it's going to throw it deep on the right side, and Telly Robinson just had to go up and deflect it away, other than because Brenda Van Kuyk would have had an interception.
Yeah.
Robinson was the defensive player, and that one had to swap it away. Incomplete.
Brenda had the interception. It wasn't for the Robinson. You know, I got to give credit to Robinson. Hell of an athlete. And if you watch her in the open field when the ball's in the air, one of the hardest things is, I know, it's not easy being a receiver and catching the ball when you're going full speed. But you get someone like Robinson, and she really reads the ball well in the air, and she's made 3 plays. One for an interception, that one for the knockdown, and then her last catch with Ashley Berggren. She does a really good job of reading the ball and like talk about being physical. She goes and gets the ball, and that's key.
It's now 3rd and 10 for West Michigan. Trying to put something on the board. They're down 54-0. 10.5 to go, fourth quarter. Byer, shotgun. Man in motion. Robinson to the near side. Byer gets a snap. Looks to throw, has a receiver, and it's caught at the 40-yard line. Robinson tripped up to the 49-yard line, close to the first down. It's going to bring up 4th down and 1 at the 49-yard line. Robinson with a nice catch. 4th and 1 at the 49 with 10:13 to go. Clock is still moving.
You know, Brenda Van Kuyk made that tackle. One of the hardest things to do in football is make an open field tackle. She came from behind to make that tackle. It reminds me a lot of the great Linda Boucher. The way Brenda plays, and I think Linda would take that as a compliment. I know the way Linda Boucher played. She played a lot like Brenda Van Kuyk, who was an amazing athlete. Linda would make plays from all over the field. She was our best open field tackler, one of our biggest hitters. But watching Brenda on the field today, it's bringing back memories of Linda. It makes me smile because Linda Boucher, honestly, was one of the best players in the game.
4th and 1 for West Michigan at their own 49-yard line. They have to get to the midfield for the first down. I formation, hand off, and they'll have the first down. Plummer and more at the 45-40. It should be taken out of bounds at the 36-yard line with number 30, Alicia Oakrey. First down for West Michigan. Nice run from Jennifer Plummer.
I'm surprised they're not giving her the ball more.
I agree.
She's really a strong football player. That was a really good block. Cut block, or not a cut block, but a down block by the offensive lineman on that play, which opened up that outside. We didn't do the contain on that, which is something we keep needing to work on. But really, really good play call by Michigan Mayhem there.
Timeout on the timeout. 9:01 to go. Fourth quarter, 54. Nothing. It gives me a chance. If you play cards, the Chicago Force is hosting a Texas Hold'em poker tournament Friday, June 8th. For more information, Force website, chicagoforcefootball.com. Register now. Seats are limited. Again, that's a Texas Hold'em and Poker tournament on Friday, June 8th. So if you play cards, Chicago Force would love to have you out there. chicagoforcefootball.com will give you more information.
This is the first fundraiser.
Are you a card player?
You know what? I'm actually a blackjack player, so I do like cards. I mean, this is a great event for the Force. It's one of the first times we've done this, first time fundraiser, and I think it's a fun way to give to the Force and go out and have a good event.
Timeout on the field.
Do you play cards, Danny? I mean,
I try. I bluff too much. I really do. I mean, I think I'm so big and bad in the cars. At least to my wife all the time.
Okay.
She beats me every time.
Okay.
Well, that sucks.
We might have to go and put on our glasses.
No, I'm really thinking about that, and I will go to the website, get more information, and sign up.
Great fundraiser ahead.
54-0 Chicago Force. Be a nice win for Chicago. Stay atop their division. Move their record to 5-0. First and 10 for the Mayhem. At the Force 37-yard line. Fire shotgun. Looks to throw. Up the middle. And almost intercepted. Amber Burns should have had an interception. They were trying to get it to Telly Robinson in the middle of the field. Burns let it go right through her hands. Incomplete. Second down and 10 for West Michigan.
Yeah, you know what? They're in zone coverage for the Force here. And Burns was in perfect position to make that catch.
Second down and 10. 8.5 to go, fourth quarter. Trips to the right, run receiver to the left. Plummer to the left of Byer in the shotgun. Gets a snap, looking at throws, going to throw it deep. Had Robinson, a little bit too far in the pass, incomplete. It's going to bring up third down and 10 from the 37.
Pressure again, Darcy Leslie, Kim Marks, dynamic duo.
The Force have made Nicole Byer just not be able to throw where she wanted to. Byer came in as one of the top passers in the WFA, the Women's Football Alliance, and the Force put a lot of pressure on her, and it makes her up that she's not been able to make the throws.
Very good quarterback, has made some good throws today. There have been plays there, but this pressure has caused her to rush it and overthrow or underthrow.
Third and 10 again from the Mayhem 37-yard line. Two receivers to the right, two to the left. Plummer to the right of Byer. Shotgun. Byer with the snap. Byer looks to throw on the far sideline, and it's tipped away. Tried to get it to Robinson, tipped away by Dorian Bridges. Also Martha Dantuma out there, incomplete, and we have a flag on the play. Jennifer Plummer is down at their own 47-yard line, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see what this call is. An incomplete. It would be fourth down and 10, but we'll see what the white hat guy has to say.
Dorian Bridges is having a great game today in her coverage. That kind of play, you're taught as a defensive back to get the same time as the ball, make the hit, and that's exactly what she did, because you're not going to get an interference call when you get there same time, and she timed that very well.
Personal foul on Chicago. So it's going to be an automatic first down for West Michigan.
I got to say, coming into this game, and not to be negative, but we did mention before the game, the Force overall did have more penalties than Western Michigan overall this season. And penalties are going to happen in football, but you want to limit them, especially in the big games. So, Force definitely needs to be on that.
Force is still marking the ball. They're finally going to mark it just outside the 20-yard line of Chicago, officially at the 22-yard line. So it's going to be first and 10 for West Michigan. 22-yard line of Chicago. The clock is still running. 6:03 to go in the fourth. Force up 54-0. Here comes West Michigan. Trips to the left, one to the right. Plummer in the backfield. Byer looking over the defense. On first down. Gets the snap. Looking at the throw, looking in the middle of the field. Tipped and almost intercepted. Incomplete though. One of the Force players got her hand up and tipped the ball. It's going to fall to the ground. Incomplete. Second down and 10 for West Michigan at the 22-yard line.
Defensive ends and defensive linemen are taught when the quarterback does get time to in the pocket and she does throw, and you can't sack her, you got to get your arms up. That's exactly what the Force did.
At the 22-yard line, West Michigan. Again, one more home game for the Chicago Force. Get out here to Evanston Township High School on Saturday, June 2nd, 5 p.m. Chicago Force will host the Indy Crash, who they beat 72-0 2 weeks ago. Get out here and support the Chicago Force. If you can't get out for the home game, we'll have it here on ChicagoForceFootball.com and AM 1230 WJOB. Second down and 10. Byer, shotgun, trips to the left. Looking at the throw on the near sideline, and it's going to be incomplete. Robinson went left, and the throw went right. Incomplete.
Pressure again on the Force. Sammy Skirtle was in there, number 41, Kelly Beal.
Third down and 10. 4.5 minutes to go, fourth quarter.
Well, I do know, as a defense, your goal is to have a 0 on that scoreboard. Every time you go in, you don't want anyone scoring it as a defense. But I also know as an offense and as in a conference game that's important, you want to get a score on the board. No one wants to come in to someone's home field on the road and not score. So Michigan Mayhem has it on their mind.
4 minutes to go, fourth quarter. 2 receivers to the left. Byer has a running back to her left and right. Shotgun. Second man. Check that third down 10. Snap to Byer. Looks to throw on the far sideline. Caught by Robinson at the 21. Dorian Bridges trying to take her down inside the 20. And she'll be taken down at the 19-yard line. It's going to bring up fourth down and 7. 3.5 to go.
Good coverage again by Dorian Bridges. Great coverage. And when the receiver makes the catch against you, as a defensive back or anyone on coverage, Andy, you better for sure make that tackle. And Dorian Bridges is making that happen today.
Let's see if the Force can continue the bagels. 4th and 7. Ball at the 19-yard line of the Force. Byer is coming to the sideline. We're going to get a timeout from West Michigan. Timeout, Mayhem. 3:08 to go in the fourth quarter. See if the Force can hold West Michigan to no points. It's 54-0. Really been a dominating performance from the Chicago Force. It started on the offensive side with Melissa Smith with 4 rushing touchdowns today. Jeanette Gray and Sammy Grisafi have connected on 3 touchdown passes. 54-0. The lead. The defense has stepped up. An early injury for the wide receiver, number 22, Lisa Budke. Yeah, really one of the big weapons of West Michigan, taken out right away. And as you said, she plays on defense as well. You take away one of their offensive and defensive weapons, tough to come back from, and the Force have taken advantage.
It definitely limited Western Michigan today, not to take away Force's performance. But, you know, when you got one of your star players hurt, you know, one of the first sets of downs in the game, it's a tough blow to a team. And, you know, I think, I don't know if we talked about this before the game. I know we talked about it last game. But if you look at the roster of the Force, we have a lot of players. And we have a lot of depth. And we have a lot of players that don't go both ways. And they could specialize at their position. And I think that's going to be key for the Force in the future.
West Michigan's going to go for a field goal. The field goal is going to be,
they want to get on the board.
36 yards out. Telly Robinson, 2 of 2 for the season, but this is going to be short. And to the right. No good. She was 2 of 2 from field goal range.
31 yards,
The
right?
31-yarder was her longest, but this one's going to be no good.
Not a bad decision because you don't want to, you know, leave here with a 0 on the board.
Again, before we get out of here today, a special thank you for our crew. Stu back at the WJOB studios. Chris Schulp, one of our cameramen, another cameraman, Matt McLinden. Also Chuck Pullen, our director, and Ryan Walsh doing our graphics and audio. And T-Rex also.
They do a good job, Andy. I mean, what a professional organization that's doing these games.
Handoff up the middle for the Force. That was to Mary Chules. She got to the 29-yard line. And we have an injury on the field. Injury to one of the West Michigan players.
You know, I don't think, I think a lot of people realize, but the Chicago Force has been a great organization over these last 10 years, and it just takes, you know, a big commitment, not only to the players and the coaches' part, but it takes a big commitment on the organization to run a team like the Chicago Force. I mean, there's so many things behind the scenes that has to be done. You got Linda Boucher, the owner, players, owners, Trish Charbonneau, Amanda Malsh. You've got game day planners, Sam. I mean, Paula, you got Johnson. You got so many people. You got George, who's our media guy, who I knew growing up what a great guy he is. So, I mean, hats off to all of them guys.
Jen Fiesel was the injured player. She hobbled off the field. Second down and 6 for the Force. Grisafi in the shotgun. Hand off to Hatcher. Moves to the outside left to the 30, up to the 34-yard line. Close to a first down. It's going to bring up third down and short for the Force. 2:21 left to go. Here in the fourth, 54-0 Chicago. Playing out a win for Chicago. They'll move their record to 5-0. West Michigan will fall to 3-2. 3rd and 2 for the Force. Versafi. Shotgun. Hand off to Schultz. Up the middle. Has the first down to the 40. Up to the 41-yard line. Tackled there. Under 2 minutes to play. The 2-minute warning will happen officially at 1:58. First down for Chicago.
A lot of hitting going on still in this game. A lot of good hitting, a lot of good blocking. It's good to see, Dave. You know, Western Michigan lost their first game last week to the Detroit Dark Angels, who are first in their division, which is National League Division 4. They're 4-0. And the Western Michigan, they handed them their first loss last week. It was 26-14. It goes to show you how good the Force is when you look at that. You got a team like Dark Angels who only won, by 12 points against Western Michigan. 4-0. You got the Force playing Western Michigan beat 54-0. I mean, it just says a lot about the Force organization this year.
The other team with Chicago and West Michigan, Indy, the Crash, they're on the road taking on the Derby City Dynamite, and Derby City is leading their division. So tough task for Indy today. Force have it, first down and 10. Hand off up the middle for the Force to Brandy Hatcher. May have gained 1. Second down and 9. Ball at the 42-yard line for Chicago.
It's nice to see Coach Konecki, head coach for the Force, offense coordinator, getting a lot of his players in. I think it's important to get reps in.
Safi back in the shotgun. Quad set. Waiting for the snap. Gets it. Fakes the handoff. Now Safi moves to the outside to the left. To the 45 and then pushed out of bounds. Tackled by Jennifer Plummer at the 47-yard line.
You see Jennifer Plummer, get excited after that play. You get excited when you run down a quarterback and hit her hard, especially one of the top quarterbacks in the league who is Sammy Safi, fierce competitor. You get 2 competitors like Plummer and Sammy, you get a big hit, you get excited.
Under a minute to go. Force with 3rd down and 5. Safi hand off to Hatcher. They've gotten maybe 1 yard. It's going to bring up 4th down and 5. 35 seconds to go, and we'll see if another play even happens.
And here comes that double tight.
I formation.
Yep, I formation here.
This is when you need the first down.
This is the big girl offense. That's what I call it.
That's what we call it.
That's what we're going to call it. Big girl offense. This right here, big girl offense comes in.
Touch your big girl pads on.
Big girl pad, big girl offense right here.
We'll see if they run another play. The officials may just mark it off.
Yeah.
Still in the huddle. The Force are going to move to 5-0. West Michigan will fall to 3-2, and that is it. The final horn sounds, and the Chicago Force are going to win this one 54-0. 4 rushing touchdowns from Melissa Smith, 3 receiving touchdowns from Jeanette Gray from Sammy Grassafi, and another big win for the Chicago Force. They put a lot of pressure in their own division to Indy and West Michigan. The Force now have a nice 1-game cushion in the division.
Very nice.
Really a 2-game swing could happen. 3-2 now West Michigan. See what happens with Indy tonight, and the Force 5-0. Again, a special thanks to all our sponsors: Spin Nightclub, Hop House in Rogers Park, Hot Doug's in Chicago, Athletico, Midwest Orthopedics at Rush, and Buffalo Wild Wings in Evanston as the teams meet. High five, say good game. It's a Force that come up big, though, 54-0. And really, West Michigan couldn't do a lot on that offensive side. The defense really stepped up. This is now the 3rd scoreless game for the Force defense this season, and it just happens to be all the games in the division so far.
Yes.
One against Columbus, 47-0, but 2 here in the division. 72-0 versus Indy, and today 54-0.
Big conference win for Chicago Force today. And like I said earlier, you want to be the top dogs in your division. And they proved today Chicago Force are the top dogs in their division. And it was a big game for Western Michigan. They know if they want to make the playoffs this year, they've got to beat the Chicago Force. A big job, big job for them, and they just didn't get it done. Key injury, unlucky, but it was really a team effort for the Force today.
Let's take a break. The final score of the Chicago Force 54, West Michigan nothing. You're listening to Chicago Force Football on ChicagoForceFootball.com and AM 1230 WJOB.
WJOB Hammond.
Hey everybody, I'm Jim Deedlow. I'm the morning host here at WJOB. And I'm also one of the guys that's coming up with this great idea that WJOB goes into the next generation and we get a nice video situation going on. And you're watching that right now. Check us out at WJOB1230.com and you'll learn all about our video as we move into the next generation. We're happy to be with you guys, and we're happy to be keeping pace with technological innovation here in the Calumet region. I'm Jim Deedlow. Thanks a lot.
Athletico. Isn't it about time you came off injured reserve? Schedule a complimentary injury screening at any of our convenient locations and receive personal attention by a licensed medical professional. Complimentary injury screenings are free, easy to schedule, and most importantly, provide you with peace of mind. Call 1-877-ATHLETICO or visit us online at athletico.com to find a location near you. Athletico, the official provider of physical therapy and athletic training to the Chicago Force. MOR is proud to be the team physician to the Chicago Bulls, Blackhawks, and your Chicago Force. That's Midwest Orthopedics at Rush, www.rushortho.com. Spin Nightclub is a sponsor of our Game Day MVP Award. At the end of each home game, we select an offensive and defensive
The Chicago Force, entering its 10th anniversary season, is a proud member of the Women's Football Alliance. The WFA plays under the same full-contact football rules as the NFL. Comprised of 60 teams from across the United States and Mexico, the WFA is the largest women's American football league in the country. From Florida to Oregon and from New England to California, the WFA consists of the best teams in the nation.
Welcome back to Chicago Force Football. Big win for the Force, 54-0 over the West Michigan Mayhem. Andy Garcia alongside the Hall of Famer Pam Shafrath, and an all-around good game for the Chicago Force today.
This was definitely a team effort for the Chicago Force and a big win. They were dominant on all sides of the ball. Special teams, offense, defense, a big come-out game for Jay Gray. You got Sammy Grisafi that threw the ball so well today. You know, we're definitely a rushing team, but today it showed how strong we are as a passing team.
Melissa Smith with 4 rushing touchdowns. She now has 15 on the season. And Jeanette Gray with 3 receptions for touchdowns. Sammy Grisafi found her 3 times. And the offense really played well. The defense played well. And you play a division team like this when you win 54-0, it puts a lot of confidence in you. Now that you're 5-0 and you get ready to go on the road.
Yeah, any road to the championship, Andy, you've got to win your conference. And I think, you know, coming into today's game was a big game for both teams because, you know, you want to set a tone in your conference, and I believe that Chicago Force did.
Now the Chicago Force go on to take on Cleveland, the Fusion, next week on the road. And again, now you go on the road, you have to go back. You've had a couple home games, take that confidence on the road, an outside division foe. But again, trying to keep that perfect season going, you got to go on and take on Cleveland.
Yeah, every game is important during the season. You want to get better with each game. You go back to the drawing board on Monday practice, you watch film for Cleveland, and you keep moving towards that undefeated season on the road to the championship.
Have you seen the improvement that you wanted to see? You know, you want to get better each week. Have you seen that from the Force so far?
I have, and today, I mean, I didn't think we could get any better than last week, minus a few things, but we definitely got better this week. And I think the Chicago Force coaches could be happy with that because that's your goal. You got to get better each week, and I believe the Force has done that, and I'm very happy with how physical the Force is playing. As you can tell, the last 2 games, you know, with the hard-hitting Force defensive players all over the board, you know, you're hitting hard and there's some injuries happening. And I'm not saying that's what you want to do, but it just goes to show you how physical the Force is, and I believe that's going to give us an edge in the playoffs.
The awards were given out. The offensive MVP was Jeanette Gray with her 3 touchdown catches. The last one was beautiful when she caught it in the middle of the field and just outran the defense. The defensive MVPs today, Dorian Bridges and Alicia Oakrey. You really could have given it to a number of those defensive players, but Oakrey and Dorian Bridges had a good game.
You could have, and every time the MVP is hard at the end of the game to pick someone who had the best game because we had such a team effort today. But someone like Jay Gray, little quiet beginning of the year, but she's the kind of athlete who keeps wanting to get better every week. She's the kind of athlete, if she misses one ball, she thinks about missing that one ball. But I think it's a breakout game for her, and I know the coaches are very happy because she's a great athlete and a big target for Sammy Gersafi. Dorian Bridges, Liz Oakrey had some big hits today. Liz Oakrey, number 30, had 2 big hits that I can remember. And Dorian Bridges, great coverage. As a DB, very physical player.
Have to take care of your division. They've done that so far with La Force beating Indy on the road 72-0. Now you get the big win versus West Michigan. You go on the road next week to take on Cleveland, and you try to keep that perfect season going. It keeps moving. You want to win the division, but we know what this Force team wants to do, and that's get to the championship game and win it.
One game at a time.
Yeah, I know.
One non-conference game next week. Back to 2 conference games, back-to-back. 2 weeks after that, like I said, 1 game at a time on the road to the championship.
Once again, the final score, the Chicago Force 54, West Michigan nothing. The Force moved their record to 5-0, West Michigan 3-2. For all the staff, and Pam, always great working with you, a Hall of Famer. We got one more home game. That's Saturday, June 2nd. 5 o'clock is the Force will host the Indy Crash, and it'll be a big game. You got to get that home game. You got a couple road games coming up, but that'll be a big one with all the fans to come out here too to Evanston Township High School on June 2nd.
Yeah, definitely watch us. It's going to be the last game, home game of the season, and we have a very good chance of going undefeated, so it's going to be a really nice game to watch. And anytime you go undefeated in a season, it's a big accomplishment. And we're going to know more about the playoffs then, hopefully. So really tune in if you're not here.
Once again, the final score: the Chicago Force 54, West Michigan nothing. For Pam Shavrath and the rest of the crew here today, I'm Andy Garcia. Thank you for watching and listening to Chicago Force Football on ChicagoForceFootball.com and AM 1230 WJOB. Good night from Evanston, Illinois.